Let's get into this reading, honey. See, I may stop coming on this early. I may just continue on with my day, and at the end of my day, get on here. Because I was in my little mood. I was vibing. I was like, well, I wasn't doing that. But I'm doing it now. All right, I'm gonna be doing a collective. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh, I did not try to send you that invite. Please do not join it. I be trying to, it be like wave to the individuals who are coming in. So I just be trying to wave. But by the time I try to click it, the invite, you know, invite such and such to join as a guest will pop up after. Wanna touch me. 333-999. See, these cards keep me focused and specific because I'll be like multiple situations and scenarios right here. It's called the Twin Flame Awakened Path Tarot. So we're going to do a little bit of everything. Career, finance, career reading, love, and then whatever wants to come out. We'll do love first. I was thinking of doing career and stuff first. Let's see, whatever card come out, shuffle out, we'll do that suit first. So if cups come out, we'll do love. Or I'll just follow my intuition and I don't know, I'll try it. This song is called Not Around by Nova. Come on in, about to get started on this collective. I was shining. Every day we shining. Alright, let's see. Messages regarding... I'm shuffling and seeking messages of love. Oop, I said love, so we're doing love. Two of Cups in the reverse. This is so specific. Soul giving cup. Romance, love, relationship energy. But with it being in the reverse, this could be unrequited love. This could be a breakup. This could be not seeing eye to eye. Falling out of love. And be mindful that I pick up on the clearance energy. So this is not a personal reading for anyone in particular. It's a collective. You may be able to resonate with certain things that I'm saying, but at the end of the day, you know your life better than anyone. Use your intuition, your discernment. Not here to project, provide anxiety, etc. Even though you're in control of your own emotions, okay? Do some shadow work. But just because I'm nice and considerate and thoughtful and self-aware, that's probably why I mentioned out. But anyways, welcome in. This is a collective, okay? If you are new here, which I see a lot of new people. Oh, we have 8 people in here. I thought it said 6. Those angel numbers could be significant. Okay. had to cleanse my energy. I don't know. I didn't know if that was me. It could be. That's why I tell people look at things. Well, it's unsolicited advice, if you want to call it that. But looking at things in like a shifted perspective, open-mindedness. But you do what you do. You close-minded, you close-minded. I feel like evolution is a thing, so maybe depending on one's beliefs, actions, thoughts, interpretations, they're just gonna be whoever they are. Clarity, truth, a conversation. So somebody could still be whoever this resonates with this. And I know I probably didn't finish what I was saying earlier, but don't even mind me, because I said that all the way wrong anyway. I just kept trying to continue it, but somebody could have, is it sobriety? Somebody possibly stopped drinking. Maybe when they get around this person is when they start picking up bad habits again. Confirm this to the cups in the reverse. Queen of Pentacles. Abundance. Someone generous and caring, nurturing and sensible. Comforting and practical. Has good business sense. Could be a Taurus, Capricorn, and or Virgo. Air sign and water sign energy is out here as well. And a Knight of Swords, an air sign, Gemini, Libra, and or Aquarius. Somebody who's assertive, impatient, direct, daring, ambitious, and motivated. Maybe these parties got connected. Maybe they met somewhere that was like practical, a grocery store, school. Maybe they collaborated on something together, used teamwork, or maybe had a similar goal or interest in mind. They connected. Maybe it led to something romantic, or maybe this is a platonic business situation. But I do know clarity and truth, new communication, new ideas, and opportunity for these things, victory and triumph is significant. It's like the day-to-day. So this is day-to-day. Let's see, what's the major arcana? The Chariot on the back of the deck. What's the major arcana? So that we got the Wheel of Fortune. Change, fate, positive changes, cycles. And then we got the Queen of Cups. Just feel like it's destiny, a shift. Somebody possibly came into this space, this energy, not because they don't love a person, but mainly because maybe they're some type of truth came to them. Maybe there's someone who takes connections purposeful and serious, and you know, they're a person that's compassionate, warm, a healer, you know, intuitive, or one's intuition could be significant. Somebody supportive, heavy on the healer. They put healer on here twice. And then the strength. I feel like this person is very strong, and they were being very strong. Maybe they even gave themselves certain personal, like, self lessons, like, okay, we got this, I'm gonna do this. Or it could be encouraged, you know, the positive affirmations, empowerment. Strength usually ties to courage, confidence, inner power. She said usually the things that we say aren't usually what we mean to say. And that can be looked at in deeper spaces, depending on your, like, what exists to you. And maybe even a little bit of awareness. Therefore, evolution. Okay, so angel number 10 is significant. A water sign or a person of water energy. They could be emotional, sensitive, like I said, compassionate, warm, nurturing, healer, you know, that type of stuff. Other major arcana is the strength. I feel like even after these changes, Somebody could be coming into the energy of strength as well. So this doesn't have to just be talking about in love, even though I did, now I'm reminding myself, did mention a love reading, so I will say it in those ways. But you can still apply it in that way. I mean, I was just going to be more specific with this love counterpart. It doesn't have to be one love situation, but it could be. Confirm this Two of Cups. Why is it in the reverse? Page of Cups. Somebody wants something new? Nine of Wands. I knew I was thinking of that Nine of Wands earlier for that strength in the conversation we was having about whomever this energy is. I was thinking I wouldn't be surprised if the Nine of Wands come out. And here it is. It ties to resilience, close to succeed, persistence, and fatigue. Many more things. Even with this card, typically sometimes people could even be injured. Like if you got a bandage on your arm, whether you got headaches, something, some type of physical, like literally. And I feel like this can really even be because of stress, all the stuff that somebody has been carrying. And you got to check on your strong friends. And I feel like the collective I'm talking to, or whoever this can resonate with, take it how it resonates for you, is a strong friend. A strong friend. And it's like maybe this person has even, like, strong to other people may look like confident, victory, bounce back, something, child. But at the moment I can't think, because I'm trying to get to this other point. It's like even this strong person, however they may look on the outside, it's like at times they may do have to do positive affirmations for themselves. At times maybe they do, you know, have or do slip into insecure feelings or emotions or whatever you want to call them, low vibrational, not so, you know, whatever you want to call them. That's what I'm seeing with this person. Take how it resonates, honey. If that ain't for you, you don't have to take it. Alright, but as I was saying earlier, you guys, I am an intuitive guide, a spiritual life coach. So I provide mentorships, life coaching, and of course, I'm respectful with it. Especially since I've been evolving myself, and I don't really label myself specifically anymore as what everybody may want to label me as. But my work, my skill, the grit, okay? Since we talking about grit here, I was just trying to say something that was like getting into the soul. Oh, courage and resolve, strength of character. Now I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna remember that. I learned this definition a few times, forgot it. Girl, get your little buggers. Get your little buggers. Oh my gosh. Hold on. 1 second, little. Okay. Do I want to get up? Because I want to get a wipe for my hands. It's not going to be in my beads. It's going to be in my beads. Girl. This song E, what is this? It's called My Love by M-A-Y-E, if I'm not mistaken, because child, it's on my phone. Alrighty, we are back. Ooh, somebody need to stretch. Every phalange got to popping. My left foot still hurt, bro. Okay, Leo, fixed signs energy, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio. Now, the Two of Cups, it don't have to just be somebody wants somebody new. That's just instantly what hit me. Boom. Somebody new. But it don't have to be like that. It don't have to be like that. It could be somebody is still in love with this person, but it's just not working out. It's just not working out. Like, it can even be that. You know what I'm saying? The star on the back of the deck. Rejuvenation. Hope, healing, inspiration, and faith. Positivity and wish. A wish. Okay. Let me see something. Oh, these are perfect to use right now. Man, I should have kept that wipe. I need to dust. I need to dust. Spring cleaning. I haven't had one of those in probably a decade. Sweet loyalty or cards. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay. It's just like release. Maybe y'all can even try doing the deep breath in, deep breath out. Even when there's no sound bowl around or bell. Told the collective the other day, I learned that, and this doesn't have to be true, the truth, a truth, could be a truth. We don't, look, heard someone mention, you ring the bell 3 times. Not just getting all mysterious and shit. You ring the bell 3 times. I can't even think. My brain. Give it a sec. Give it a sec. It been through a lot. It will banish, remove, clear away, whatever. Any low vibrational entities. If you believe in that kind of thing, you don't have to. If you do, then that's what I heard. But I got so used to doing it, I just be doing it, and it just feel like, you know, even imagination can go very far. You never know. It's a magical world. It's a magical world. Okay, let's see. What is going on in the collective's love life? So, in their love life, they receive some type of clarity or will. They're going through something in a close relationship or someone that they were very, you know, closely bonded with. It could be one or more people. Maybe this person is just coming into new emotions, new feelings, new outlooks. They've been through a lot, carried a lot, or things, you know, were changing for them. Maybe somebody is finally at that point in time where things are happening in a positive way. Or maybe, you know, something is going to take strength. There could have been, when it comes to somebody's love, I feel like something was fated. Maybe a connection or something was fated to happen. Maybe something's led to positive changes or certain cycles and just changes generally. Something took courage, or I'm talking to someone who's courageous, confident, has inner power, or their inner power has strengthened. They've become visible of it, whatever the case may be. She's wearing yellow. She's sitting on a lion. In the traditional tarot deck, it'll be an image of a woman taming the lion, which is a metaphorical sense of taming one's passions. You know, 8 and 10. I'm so like that. I was like, taming one's passion. I don't know, maybe this is a passionate union. Maybe this was most definitely a romantic connection. But like I said, multiple situation scenarios apply how it fits for you. If it's just that, it's just that. For others of y'all, maybe it could resonate in other senses too. Friends, family, hey. Oh, we got 2 cards. Okay. Tenderness, golden cage. Maybe the butterfly couldn't fly. somebody went from practical to in their head. Now I'm laughing because I thought of that finesse 2 times. Where he be shaking his head, bruh. It was the time they kept spamming the comments. Bruh, this is so funny. Okay, so tenderness. These came out together, but if you want to take them separate, you can. Can I see somebody, 2 people at the beach? They all lovey-dovey. That can resonate. But I also seen the golden cage. Now this is, when I look at it again, it's beautiful. It's like, ooh. When I first seen it in these together, it made me think of like trapped, caged in. But maybe attachments could have been involved. Maybe a clingy partner or codependency could have been a thing. All right, now with tenderness here, it says having a gentle spirit and being able to care deeply. This card ties to real deal and good match. So somebody was the real deal. You, them, both of y'all. Not him, somebody else. Y'all look, we got golden cage. Messages can also be timeless. It doesn't have to just be confirming things that you already know or of the past or even mention in the present. Some things may not have happened yet or just may be a message for someone else. Okay, now with the golden cage, for educational purposes only. This is not medical advice, etc. Do not, this ain't no substitute. Okay, you are in charge of your own choices, you guys. And why would you not want to be? Free will. You are the main character of your story, okay? Golden cage. Break free from stress and toxic relationships. Escape worth, new paths. Yeah, this, okay, ooh. I see it. I literally see it. I feel it. This is giving a new relationship. Now, you know, some people, they like to look at it like a rejuvenated relationship with the same person. All I got was straight up somebody walking away from the things that no longer serve them. It's not healthy, you know, especially, of course, it has to be related to the past, something that they've experienced, whether it's present or past. And it's like, wow. So this gentle spirit, being able to care deeply, somebody who's the real deal, a good match, is encouraged to, or was encouraged to escape. You know, they may have realized their worth. They're in a golden cage. It's a golden bird. I don't even know, like, it's just something about it. But still in a cage, but it's that big gold. That big gold, though. You know what I'm saying? People can be in a cage, be a rusty cage, the big gold. But now I just feel like it's that sense of, and yeah, maybe this person even wanted to remove this person. This is really like an escape. Don't even act like you don't want it. Like, don't even act like you don't want it. Because the thing is, don't feel bad about it. And I don't even think somebody feeling bad. I think it's more so stressful decisions. Because the 2 of Swords right here. Because, you know, some other cards came out and I didn't really get to read them just yet. So I just see it on over there. Now I'm like, okay, boom. It says stalemate and stuck, denial, difficult choices, crossroads. Really, this could be just you needing to take off the blindfold and see something for what it is so that you can make a decision. This is usually when people don't want to make a decision, so they possibly are in denial. Maybe something just seems stressful. There's 2 paths, different paths, whatever the case may be. And this just the day-to-day. This ain't even the major arcana. Major arcana's strength with a fortune. Shit, I see why this happened. It's like shit, cause and effect. Karma. You know? Learning through experience. Going through things, picking oneself up. Maybe experiencing disharmony or imbalance within their life, the connections themselves, whatever the case may be. Life, reality, and different people's stories. Other whatever the case may be, other people's point of views, whatever. We all have our own But it is a saying that people can be more connected than they think. I don't know. They claim having a community is healthy for the soul, but I don't know. Try to look. I also feel like community is fine, especially when it's healthy, because you guys can be a part of a community as well. You carry literally, or whoever this person is, beautiful energy. That's why literally Real Deal came out. Like, if you don't feel like cards or like a coincidence and like this and that, and you know and you resonate with the messages, come on now, this say Real Deal. If you don't have doubt and like everything like that, because I know those things, respectfully, it can hinder like that type of judgment or seeing something or trusting in something or whatever the case may be. So y'all catch a break. Make sure you tend to that. But the other one who know, shit, you already know. This coming out being this blatant, like this clear, somebody really already know. Maybe they already knew where the relationship was heading. Somebody knew something though. It says there's someone else or a fantasy that's unfulfilled. Yeah, secrets, tempted, affair. Hey, see, we don't want to get to that point, child. That means you shoes. Go ahead, pack your bags, get out the door. If it's getting to the point where you're having an affair, and hey, I don't tell people what to do. I ain't in nobody business because I don't care to be. I be minding my own. Yes, it's fun here. I don't care, but respectfully. Big sister, whatever you want to call me, okay? Little sister. I just turned 25. I don't know how to feel, but I felt something. I'm gonna still have to celebrate though, but I kind of was subconsciously. We ain't gonna talk about it anyways. There's someone else or a fantasy that's unfulfilled. Maybe somebody like a woman. If this is like the queen is a woman, right? Or however somebody is, whatever. They may have fantasized about being with another woman. Thank you, Ab. Appreciate that. If I pronounced your name correctly. Well, I still appreciate it, but thank you. See, I'm trying to think of the correct sin, but the brain is not braining. So we just gonna go back to what I was saying. Yeah, distance. Ooh, that's why somebody was at a distance. But I don't feel like somebody, I don't really feel like it was a, see, I don't promote nothing. I pronounced it correctly? Okay, great, okay. Dang, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Yeah, breaking free. I'm not laughing at anybody, but I'm just in a laughing mood, honestly. But, yeah, for sure, time do heal. Maybe I'll meet again. Maybe you'll meet somebody else. Hey, it is what it is. Thank you for the follows. But yeah, time does heal. Somebody could be doing some soul searching, accepting themselves, which is, I feel like that's great, you know, because then you'll learn self-compassion and all these other things to the point to where you like, well, damn, now I actually really can make it to a point where I can literally accept people as they are and do this and do that, because one has already accepted themselves, honey. That's the point about love in the shadows, not turning them away, hiding things, etc. It's so easy for people to be in these spaces because of shame and guilt, especially at an early age. But the thing is, that's what I mean by what I was talking earlier, and it probably didn't fully make sense, was giving one enlightenment about one's experiences. Especially if you're going to continue to maneuver in the world in this pure-hearted energy. At this point, some may say it's a gift and a curse, honey, because regardless, they still remain in this energy, child. But the thing is, you can put boundaries behind that. You can, you know, learning lessons get you a long way. You just have to apply that. Somebody already know the truth. Somebody already know the truth, honey. Ace of Swords earlier. So, have strength. This is inevitable. Whatever this is, if a breakup is inevitable, it's inevitable. If somebody is better along the way, I feel like at times that can even be inevitable, especially from a person who's strong and has self-respect, and eventually, you know, no matter how many chances they give and, you know, how many people they forgive, eventually it's going to come to a point to where the discernment comes in, the learning bump in your head, and now you have experience. Now something may have formed into wisdom, whatever, which is actually great. But somebody be in their head, like somebody be in their head. I don't know if you be in your head about yourself. You need to have confidence. Have confidence in oneself. Don't be comparing yourself to their ex-partners or people who they may connect with in the future, or even child, whatever. Then it says, beyond compare. Thank you for sharing. Yes, a lot of people just apply the messages how they fit for you, you guys. Welcome to the team, Mia. Yes, gotta get them goodie bags and everything rolling, okay? Yeah. Having the fortitude to create a lasting love. There are still pages to write, so make them great. Something is not over. That's what I was telling the collective in the last one. Whatever season or whatever that someone's in, whether it's storms or a sunny day, it don't end there. It don't end. Literally, you've been through many things and you overcame them. What's the worst that can happen now? Okay, I feel like most people, I didn't see the Ten of Swords here, but I feel like most people, they've been through possibly, because when you start off in a world and you don't experience those things, so you possibly don't even know they exist yet, and then boom, you experience them. Now you have fear, now you have this. So I just feel like maybe those were like the worst. I mean, what can get even more worse? Now people spook to death, which is interfering with them, you know, being this leader, acting on things. But honestly, I feel like somebody is in the opposite of what I just said. I feel like somebody is acting, or at least they have the energy, the momentum, the personality, the spirit to be a leader. Like, they're the ones who make the choices, make the moves, the builder, the doer. This is a person of leadership visions, someone bold and daring, someone with a big ego, but also optimist. Or maybe this is just a card of optimism and big egos, right? Whoever this leader-like individual is, they don't necessarily have to have a huge ego. Some can, but it doesn't have to be like every single person. Yes. Have a great day, week, month, year, lifetimes. Okay. Confirm this strength. We're going to confirm this with the oracle cards just because. Okay. Strong roots. Building a foundation of trust with someone. I almost got up out my seat. Love that. It makes so much sense to say this as a love reading. It ties the faithful friends first. Okay. Now look. Ooh. Two girlies. But anyways. Strong roots. Literally. I feel like this is literally somebody, like it said, building a foundation of trust with someone. Maybe this connection that somebody was in, that's the Two of Cups in reverse, this partnership that's not giving soulmate, unity, close bond, spiritual connection anymore, if it ever did. Maybe they didn't have this trust, this solid foundation. Maybe there was something that wasn't, there was no faithfulness. Someone possibly was not friends first. Or like, you know, take it how it resonates. Somebody could have been color coordinating, even on accident. I feel like these two people stopped choosing each other. And it's not to put the blame. It's not about blame. That's why debates and this and that go. We'll never get down to nothing. It's not about debates. Everybody in their own reality, in their own mind, we can see why they think the way they think, they do what they do. Greatest superpower is that nobody else is like you, but that don't mean, you know, sometimes there are the shadows that people still need to love and the unresolved emotions and all this. I ain't saying it's a bad thing, but at the same time, it interferes with one's character or journey or relationships or whatever the case may be. And hey, at the end of the day, do what you want to do. Maybe you like, I don't care, I want horrible relationships. Then okay. Genuinely, I mean that, you know. Do you. Be in your truth. Okay. Oh, but I don't condone violence. Y'all ain't gotta be quick with it. Gotta be quick with them. I don't condone none of that foolishness that you know. You know. So I feel like somebody could be rebuilding, encouraged to. If they are going to be rebuilding, then of course it going in a certain way. Not the same old issues and problems, because you'll get the same results. That means both people have to put in the effort, you know, choose each other again. If they want to grow together, if they see this person in their future, then okay, that's when you will know if that's what you want to do in the connection. Now for others, they're better off with someone new, someone who matches their realness, their faithfulness. Something that's not lustful but passionate. Something where somebody can start off as the caterpillar and grow into a butterfly, but fly. No control, in an unhealthy attachment like type of way, of course. Anything that's not really serving one's highest good. On both ends even, you know. Sometimes we're in our own solitude for our own, you know, rejuvenation, and death comes rebirth and all this, whatever goes on. Okay, so let's go here really quick. These Four Walls by Kamari is a song that's significant. And I'm going to put on, matter of fact, I'm not going to put on the channel. Well, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Alright, so this is a channeled song. It's by Ella Mai. It's called Might Just. Since these videos get posted on YouTube, I try not to play music that is owned by anyone or whatever the case may be. Anything that's like give you a little copyright thing, because that's when they start shadow banning your content, restricting your content and stuff like that. All right. Somebody could keep looking back though at this relationship. This relationship that's not working out, but they already have the truth, but maybe it's just stressful to decide. Maybe this was a connection where somebody literally was close to someone. I feel like this loving, caring, consider everybody else person started taking accountability for their own actions, or it could just be encouraged, you know, like if you want your life to be a certain way, then create it that way, implement it. Most definitely put action and energy behind something if you're not already, because you already have the skills, the spirit, the everything to do so. Because usually this is just the King of Wands is the leadership card. A lot of times these are court cards, and these are people cards, personality cards. So usually it's talking about people, personalities, or just possibly an energy of a situation. But a lot of times in tarot itself, the traditional way, these are people. So a fire sign or fiery energy, a person 35 years or older, could be significant, possibly big ego, doesn't have to be, just different things of this energy, right? And there's also a Queen of Cups, a feminine energy, a woman. So a male woman, but this woman is in this compassionate, warm, you know, healer-like, intuitive, supportive energy, right? Maybe she didn't receive what she poured out. And it's not because, like, if people just don't have the capacity to give that, you know, they just don't. That's when you don't take things personal. I mean, I would advise you to not take things personal at all, because everybody has their own, you know, it just be their own personal insecurities or things that they got going on, inner demons, if whatever you want to call it, internal conflict, whatever, you know. But that don't mean that for a lot of you guys it doesn't hurt, it's not disruptive, etc. You know, whether it was in the past where you never knew about heartbreak until it happened, or whether it's in the present where you've already experienced and now you've grown and you're moving forward in a different way, if that resonates with you, right? But messages could be fortune telling. It could be confirming what you already know. It could be basically energy of one's reality, which energy does shift. It could be confirming things of the past and things of that nature. I'm gonna have to start facing these cards y'all way, so I can, you know, just that imaginative space of, okay, cards face the collective's way because they are the querent. But I said my intentions for, of course, this being a collective and me diving into this. But I was just thinking, celebration coming around. Somebody could be taking time to appreciate the good things, or it could be encouraged. Somebody could also be hoping for another chance and wanting to try again. Okay? Somebody could be having some regrets. So it's giving like two people on two different, like, you know, it's this person that still has love for this other individual, and the other individual who still wants to be with this person wants to try again, or however the situations may apply, right? This could be one person feeling both of these conflicting energies. But something about a celebration, a birthday party, or a party, a graduation, something like that could be significant. Marriage, coming together, union, a sunset, a contract, a deal, seal the deal. Maybe somebody friends was like, seal the deal, bro, seal the deal. Or this person like, I gotta seal the deal, I gotta. The thing is, people have to come in a particular energy. This person will love you through your worst. because their heart has the capacity to. That's why I tell you, don't even take it personal if somebody is not really fully able to bring forth love in a certain amount of, you know, they can't see your word, whatever the case may be. That's their own. People can only see you on the level of how they perceive you anyway. That's why I just be like, man, people just overall just misunderstand each other overall, or got their own stuff that they need to tend to individually before they try to come into union. You could do bad all by yourself, honey. So in the meantime, go ahead and, you know, because it ain't like it's really you benefiting yourself and the world around you anyway. You can do what you want to do. You want to smoke, you want to be vegan, you don't want to be vegan. Do what you do. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something that's more inner. And things that can even transform spiritually and all this other stuff. Now, I ain't encouraging eating bio-GM whatever foods and pesticides and living with parasites for your whole life. Nah, I ain't, you know, I'm big on, you know, herbs and all that for sure. But that was just an exaggeration of, this is not necessarily, never mind, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Whole time I'm probably talking like this due to always being misunderstood around this beat. I did see a quote like that earlier. It was like, maybe this person explains stuff so thoroughly or so much because they've always been misunderstood. So when that became aware to my brain, now I can acknowledge certain things in another way and see something in another perspective, whatever case may be. So I'm like right now, so I had to share, because I'm big on sharing things, downloads, all that with the collective. You wouldn't see me just posting tarot and oracle readings, even though I love to do them. But I also drop my intuitive downloads, or like the wisdom that I have. And like, I always let people know, or I try to make sure I, you know, let it be known. I have to re-update my bio. That I myself am evolving. I am not the same person I was 2 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, even 2 weeks ago here. It's like the shit just, I don't know. At first it seemed like long term, and then it started being like these little periods where I'm just shifting, and I don't know if it's because I experienced cognitive dissonance, questioning things, doing this. I'm in the space of balancing things, seeing things in this way, that way. Oh, it be for my brain that's already having trouble with memory recall and everything else. Like, look, I be over here like, bro. Thank you so much for the oranges. I did not know they had oranges as a gift. Fruit, yes. I love me some mandarin oranges, tangerines. Two sides. Navigate the delicate balance of give and take. That's what I'm saying. Maybe something wasn't reciprocal. Maybe both people eventually stopped choosing each other. Whatever it may be for everybody's situation, I don't really be trying to be too specific. I'll just be calling whatever comes up. But at the end of the day, just a reminder, be sure to only take what resonates for you. If something seems confusing or whatever case may be, just dismiss it for now. It's 11:33. Okay, something about do not disturb could be significant. Today is June 13th. It's a Saturday. The color green could be significant. The next channeled song that I hear is called Sugar by Brockhampton. Expression is here. Be able to share your feelings openly. Right, this is connections that you want to, or that you could be already doing. All right, things could be changing, and I just feel like a lot of things are just, it's like divine timing, change cycles, like different stuff like that could literally just be fated, because I know some people, when we think of fate, we look at it in these like out of this world type of senses, but I feel like just based on one's choices, actions at that time, belief systems, etc., like especially being inexperienced, naive, gullible, that's how a lot of you guys possibly experience as much hurt as you did before, picking up on so much trauma from past generations. Because I personally feel like people, we were basically even taught to traumatize ourselves. We take everything so personal. It wasn't taught. And it's no, once again, it's never blame on any side. If you knew better, you do better. If you have the capacity to love, you will have the capacity of care and this, and that. We have our fair share of, they say light, they say dark, they say this, they say that, they say up, they say down. It's just, but, because, yeah, we're going to put all these like this. I love that I'm confirming these with these oracle cards. Beautiful. Okay. Confirm this Wheel of Fortune energy. Confirm the reverse. First reverse card. But you don't have to look at it in reverse if you don't want to. There's many ways people read reversals. In the complete opposite of its upright position. In a more shadowed aspect of that position. And shadow does not have to always mean negative, but to each his own. And there's another one I can't really think right now. Lil Durk could be significant. Mona Leo Wig Splitter song is coming on. Oh snap, what's this? Something, these experiences turn somebody into a gangster. They like, I ain't playing with nobody. But look, bring fun, enjoyment, and less seriousness back into life. Whatever be happening, be happening. Sometimes we overcriticize ourselves. Man, I wish I just did better, knew better, da, da, da. You started off as somebody who didn't know any type of information. What were you even coming into the space of seeing or learning was watching other people. When you're a baby, you have these model figures, whether it's parent, guardian, whatever the case may be, society itself, you go to school, different stuff. People tell you what to believe in. Everybody around here, Christian, child. I'm like, wait. I asked my mama one day, I'm like, why I gotta be Christian? I don't know. I said something. Or I don't know. I said something. She was like, because I'm Christian and you gonna be Christian. So eventually it stuck with me. And of course, God first, family second round is pray every night. Church on Sunday, Bible study Wednesday, yes, little kid school, loved it. We went on field trip, we went to the haunted house one time. But now, cool, right? Baptism, yeah. But eventually, especially after my mother passed, it's like, I just realized, I found out about numerology, and then from there I found out about astrology, and then I was on TikTok, so I seen at the time, it was very little people doing readings on live. So I would see people doing tarot readings on live. I know at the time it was this one lady named Heavenly. And I think the tarot on decks lady, I'm not sure. I barely remember my own personal details in my life. What can recall it at the moment, but who else did I see? It wasn't going crazy like it is in today's time, which is no problem, no problem. But then it be people over here scamming people, and then you got all this other stuff. But hey, it's the bad. Sometimes things happen out of one's control. But the thing is, I remember this quote. It said, the one family member you can choose is the one that you're dating or going to be marrying. Maybe possibly having a little family with. See, I don't know how I feel about all that getting prego stuff no more. Okay? Because I really did want some children, for real, for real. I used to want a lot. I was like, okay, because I want twins. And then when I was a kid, bro, and then get older, you know, got older, of course I still wanted kids. I ended up getting married out of high school. But it's just something about that last relationship. That last part, I'm like, I'm good. And the thing is, I feel like I got done way dirty with a different person than the last relationship. Even though pain is pain, you know what I'm saying? But they weren't my first heartbreak. The person I married was. But child, and I mean, it could be other things as well. Like I said, I transitioned from religious to spiritual, and it's not something I even thought about and was like, okay, I'm done with you, Jesus, bye. You know, I didn't even think about it. I just found out about numerology, astrology. It resonated with me, literally resonate every inch out. I'm telling you, it was crazy, you know. So it just resonated with me, bruh. But when I really had got to a point where I realized, oh shoot, I was once religious. Because it's like I wasn't even thinking about that. Some people probably think, okay, so what does this mean? Aren't you like Christian or something like that? So I never really thought about that. It's just my mom passed. Didn't really feel like I had the support, the checking on someone when their mom passes or whatever the case may be. And I understand, you know, I even like was forgiving people because I realized it was this one girl who I was cool with when I was in high school, and her mom passed away. And I eventually, like I said, I got married. This person ended up going into the military. So we got stationed out in Georgia. So eventually around that time, I'm already in Georgia. So I couldn't really pop in on it every day, whatever the case may be. But that's why, you know, as you grow and evolve, I literally go to people who I met 10 years ago, 20 years, whatever the case may be. Well, I'm 25, so it wasn't that long ago. Middle school with, high school with. If I realize something, I'd be like, oh, I apologize for that. I apologize for that, whatever the case may be. Because that's why I forgive people, because I'm like, shoot, sometimes you in those spaces and sometimes you just don't even know. People don't do things on purpose. Sometimes people don't know. Sometimes people don't have the capacity to love or be as thoughtful or do this and do that. Do I ask questions and be like, why? I mean, that's going to do too much for me in my brain because I'm a deep thinker, so I try not to put myself through all that. But there's many sides. There's psychology, there's spirituality, there's astrology, there's this, there's that, there's religion. It's so much stuff in the world. And I just looked at it like it was created by human beings on this plane. Now, I may not remember being here about billions of years ago, because that's how the planet been here for a while. Living organisms, which is crazy work. I want to get into that for real. I want to get some more research in on it. But yeah, you know, I gotta share with because then I'm gonna be seeing these videos. That's why I like YouTube. I'm sure it's still a video up there I probably made like 15 years ago or something, still on YouTube. So I'll be trying to, yes, post messages and stuff like that, and leave the disclaimer like, shoot, you know, growth, evolution, maybe a mindset or a way, a belief system that I had prior, I may not have in today's time. Probably won't have in the future. That's just where I'm at right now. Everybody else is different on different, I don't know, maybe some people can relate. I don't know. But child, that most definitely has been a journey. The cognitive dissonance, and then the deaths and rebirths, and then all this. But you know what the crazy thing is? I still be coming across stuff. Even a post earlier, it was like, you haven't lost yourself. You're in your becoming. And it was different stuff like that. And there's this reader online, Hood Heru, I believe. And he was we was dropping angel numbers in the chat, and he would define what they were. I put 911 in the chat. He said that is the number of reconstruction. Because originally, they are out here striking fear in your girls' hearts. Making me think every time I see 911 is a goddamn problem, emergency, something bad about to happen. But the thing is, even being misinterpreting things, or, you know, being projected on, etc., it's like you still I don't know, because me personally, I feel like I'm still able to come into like a certain space. I don't know, we all still on that journey, on that pathway. I ain't dead yet, so I'm still, you know, I'll be like, okay, I'm evolving, whatever the case may be. And speaking of these relationships, you'll want to be still able to be in your individual space, so you can have elbow room to grow, expand, do this, do that. And maybe somebody was just in their energy. Everybody's situation is different, but I do know somebody can attract this Two of Cups energy. I know that they won't be confused about this Two of Cups energy. What you confused for? You just in denial. You know it's giving red flag. You know it's giving somebody who you probably in regret of having kids with, or at least if you're a person who don't have regrets, you probably would be like, I mean, I don't know, maybe want another person to have your children. Look, I don't know. Look, I may know. I don't know. Okay, this one. Ooh, Six of Wands. Public recognition, success and victory, triumph and rewards, recognition and praise. So, I mean, ooh, I'm most definitely going to confirm that. I wanted to put these in these orders. Okay, we got the page. We got the... So, a message. Somebody expressing how they feel. This is somebody who's very much poetic, romantic. Somebody... This could have been like a crush. You could have had a crush on this person. Or they could have had a crush on you. Or maybe this is something that one is attracting, a connection where they can dream and they could be naive again and in their innocence, and, you know, their inner child is blossoming, blooming. Their nervous system is chill. Now, whether you're single and awaiting a connection as such, this could be time to like turn those weaknesses into strengths. Of course, emotional independency, self-compassion, not external validation, boundaries, not excessive amounts of grace. And when I say grace, I mean the whole point to where your boundaries and your self-respect and all that stuff go out the window, and then disillusionment starts sinking in, and self-abandonment and self-deception and possibly self-betrayal, whatever the case may be. Sometimes if you don't see some, you just don't see some. But sometimes all you gotta do is take the blindfold off. Maybe it takes being a little logical, a little analytical. Person like this got to balance out that heart space, because they probably move with their heart instead of with their brain and heart. Move with their passion, their new ideas. This other channeled song is by 4 Bats, the number 4, BATZ. It's called In the Morning. So I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in this spread, or personalities. So it doesn't have to be people, it could just be personalities. And that can even be a personality, one person with several different types of personalities, like the compassionate, warm individual who's also a leader, who's also this. Or maybe this is different chapters and phases that a person had came in, will come into, encouraged to balance within. Like, follow your heart and put in action. You have a certain outlook of how your relationship how you want your relationship. with yourself, with other people, your reality as well, then it's not even manifest, it's actually like implement. Then act, now become that version of you. You know how people be like, the version of me that I wanted to become, I started being that version. So that could even be significant. Start maybe being, okay, now with this Wheel of Fortune, Adventures came out in the reverse. Yes, babies, fly. Step out of one's comfort zone. This is inevitable anyway, you know. But plan, you know, travel. Maybe these experiences, it brought not so grand experiences and, you know, but lessons, and that turned into wisdom and everything else, right? So you can still be express gratitude, right? And I'm not saying express gratitude things outside of yourself. Some people may not believe in God. Some people may do. You know, I'm respectful of any and everyone. Check how it resonates for you. Fate, positive changes, cycles and changes. Now this song is by Mariah the Scientist. It's called Like You Never. Today is June 13th. I don't know why I'm thinking of June 11th. I can't recall if I said that today was June 11th or June 13th. But I probably said the 13th. But for those who possibly see this on the 13th or sometime this week, the 13th or the 14th or whatever, a few days before that equals up to the full 7. Oh wait, they won't see it. They won't see it, honey, because the video did not get made on those days. It's literally being made right now. Yeah, see, some things like what just happened, it could be also simple. Some things don't take rocket science, very much high pants of detail. Sometimes it's right there in your face, common sense, smackety, smackety, smack. And we gonna, look, I'm confirming, look. Confirm why Adventurous is in the reverse. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I was getting. That's what I was getting. Confirm this Wheel of Fortune with this Adventures in reverse. Sweet home, yeah. See, this wasn't home. This, somebody was going, there was going to be a travel, a departure, whatever the case may be, regardless, because it was inevitable. Somebody is in this space of creating lasting love and marriage, making a good home life, or settling down. Somebody is in this space, or this was destined for this person. A stable relationship. Romantically, outlet. This person is going to meet somebody who, ooh. Now, these people may be falling in love for the first time. And I know how some people feel like their first love was them falling in love for the first time. No, but I mean, that was you loving somebody else and falling for them. I'm talking about somebody speaking to your soul before they lay a hand on your body. Just like how you or whoever this person is able to do, will be able to do, have been able to do, whatever the case may be. For people rebuilding, this is about choosing each other. Doing one's own individual work that's necessary, because it takes two to get to where they are. We're not talking about blaming self or blaming the other. We're talking about something that can actually, okay, well, we're here, let's get us back here. Now, it's fine to have certain experiences. You grow, you evolve, you bump heads with each other. Maybe that it can hold significance for some. Not all, so. Confirm this 2 sides. Growing apart or getting some space to think, literally. feel like somebody tried to be with a person when they wanted to be with themselves, or just wanted to space out into their own, you know, space, or maybe they just started growing apart from whoever this was. Channel song we got on here is some calming music, man. It's by Xavierus Love. It's called Rios, something like that. RYOS by XAVERIUS Love. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on this type of instrumental music. That's what I was thinking earlier, but I was like, Okay, confirm more of, what is this two sides meaning? Have mutual respect and shared responsibilities, equality. Like I said, I feel like maybe somebody was just growing apart or getting some space to think. That's what I said. I don't think I said that earlier. I don't think I mentioned the getting some space to think part. This is all about evolving, okay? And it also has outsiders. Ooh. This could be a person that is like really like, oh my gosh, they're on this inner journey, or like they're an introvert or something. You, someone else, okay? Now this power balance here. Me confirming the two sides, the power balance had already confirmed that I wanted to, the Rambling Rose already had confirmed that I wanted to get more energy on it. We got power balance. So it could be separate, or it can go hand in hand with this Rambling Rose that I had already was confirming this energy with. That's how I had got what I had got. I feel like somebody was just growing apart, getting some space to think. Possibly because they didn't receive equality, respect, or care, time, effort, or really like the closeness that they thought. Or maybe they started disappearing, or maybe that never really was a thing. It could really be many things. I'm thinking of two other ways. I feel like somebody kept finding their way on, like, somebody could have experienced many complicated relationships, or many love relationships, romantic relationships. It says having a long way to go, or taking detours. This deck usually is used to clarify love situations to help make informed decisions. Okay. See, I like reading those because then I can get straight to the specifics. The specific questions. Okay, let's just move forward. I'm gonna put this to the side. Actually, I'm gonna just stack these on top of each other, because it's supposed to be a tarot card right here. So I'm gonna just put these to the side. So we got Strength and the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, so I feel like this is all about somebody spreading their wings and flying and stepping outside of their comfort zone, especially in love. And love doesn't have to just be tied to romance. It can also tie in with self-love and, you know, relationships with others, platonic, romantic. I feel like this is one building a foundation of trust. You know, this is like this path, this journey. Maybe someone's social life is about to start picking up, if it hasn't already. Maybe there's already something serious and elegant and beautiful going on, whether somebody is trying again in better spaces, choosing each other, or whether this is somebody moving forward individually, attracting new things and better things. Whether this is just fate and destiny unfolding before one's eyes in their own individual journey. You are always beautiful to someone who loves you. Love that. So imagine attracting somebody who actually has the capacity to operate in that space of love. Confirm the 6 of Wands energy. We got protection. Taking care of yourself as well as the relationship. Literally, this could be confirmation. It could be advice. It ties to self-care and sanctuary. And I feel like somebody feels like they're winning. Somebody feels like they're more successful when they be in this energy. Or maybe literally, this is confirmation that one is more successful. And, you know, they look healthier. They look, you know, just look like they feeling better or whatever the case may be. And this is the type of relationship that I feel like somebody is also attracting. One where they don't have to defend themselves, and they'll always be loved and beautiful and protected, and they'll feel safe emotionally as well. Okay. Yes. Let's confirm more of this energy again. So for this 6 of Wands, time to success, victory, triumph, rewards, recognition, and praise is protection, which ties to self-care, sanctuary, taking care of yourself as well as the relationship. So I feel like somebody was most definitely being the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups. This other individual possibly was not being in this space. This person was being the King of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. It was so much hats this person was wearing in this one relationship with this person. Maybe they was carrying the motherfucking relationship. Maybe they was carrying the relationship. Maybe they were building a solid foundation, but it takes two to build that. How many of you guys could resonate with this message? If you feel called to comment your thoughts. Yeah, it says following your destiny and the love that's meant to be. We got soulmate, twin flame here with this divine match card kind of coming out sideways. So I feel like in the future, this is what somebody will be doing. Sometimes when people see cards in transition sideways, depending on which way it's turning, they say the left is for past, the right is for the future. Originally, how I would read the sideways cards would be like the upright position and its reverse position, which at the time reverse to me was just the opposite of its upright position, and I would balance those out. Regardless, either way, it would resonate, whether you're reading intuitively, traditionally, reversals, non-reversals, even on oracle cards, because usually it's a tradition to do it with tarot, because they have meanings in their reversals. It's like most people feel like it's optional for oracles, but that's why I be telling people you can take it in reverse if you want. Don't necessarily have to. But honestly, I feel like in different moments and times, certain things can be a thing. Like maybe not every single time it can matter to like read a card in a certain way. You know, give a message. Maybe another day, yeah, whatever. But sometimes, you know, in moments could have some significance, you know. I wouldn't put it past. All right, but thank you, Mia, for the feedback. Ooh. Appreciate you guys for being here. Double tapping the screen. We got it to 15.3K. Okay, look at y'all. Appreciate it. And the gifts, the follows. All right, speak softly to disarm any dispute or confusion. We got honest, vital, and patient. So I feel like somebody could be attracting this energy. They are in this energy. Maybe this is some advice, especially if you're wanting to possibly operate from let's look, because I told y'all where I'm at mentally right now. I'd be like, So I can't even really say what I want to say sometimes, man. Like, but anyways, all these cards, looking back, I feel like somebody was telling themselves, like, because for some, they probably could have had, like, a family involved, you know, dated, marriage, family, or didn't date, baby, family, whatever, however somebody's story is. So it's like maybe somebody was, like, trying to tell themselves, like, certain things that they feel like they should have done, or it was their responsibility. Like, some people feel like, well, I need to keep my family together, so I'm going to try to make it work with this person. But the thing is, you don't stay in a relationship to make a family work. You didn't have the family before you got in a relationship. You got in a relationship, so you stay in the relationship is strictly that relationship. Whether it's platonic, romantic, some people, they like, no, we shouldn't be romantic at all in life. I'm going to be a monk, a nun. You know, well, it's more on the religious side. But y'all know what I'm saying. Take it how written it. But, damn, I didn't lose my train of thought, man. Okay, confirm more of this Six of Wands energy. Distance, yes. Challenges that create space between you. Taking care of yourself. So I feel like somebody even being in this independent or self-care space, it possibly was putting up like a damper on this relationship, because maybe the more that they did self-care, self-love, the more they were feeling like they wanted something better, something more, something that they deserved, especially if this person was not changing, especially if it seemed like patterns, especially if a person eventually just starts outgrowing a situation, not feeling like it's reciprocal. I feel like this person was trying, even when it came to a point to where they were becoming, you know, detached from this person, which they probably didn't see until their experiences started looking a little bit wild with this individual. All of a sudden they're in their head. They weren't in their head before. All of a sudden the relationship is don't feel as close as it was once before. Like, you know, different stuff to where somebody can start realizing something's changed. Something's not the same, especially the way I feel about this person. Or maybe even the way that they feel about me, or both parties. As I said before, somebody could be in this space to where they still have love for a person and another individual still wants to try. Like, it's people like the love, or maybe the attachment on both ends of being together is there, but maybe the love is not, choosing one another is not, the close bond, etc. is not. That doesn't mean that one cannot get it back, but it's going to require certain necessary steps, etc. So somebody is already in this space. Probably even ask yourself, do you even want a future with this person to be trying to do all of that? You know what I'm saying? Because just like any relationship, if it's not working, I mean, the next one probably won't even, I mean, not everybody the same and will traumatize you, but I'm just saying certain situations, even if you live with people right now, if you can't get along with them people, it makes you think you can go get married and live in a place with somebody else. Like, I mean, maybe it's different, but I had that little perspective, you know. So even though everybody not the same, and maybe, you know, whatever, I feel like these people would separate because there were challenges that would like make them feel like they're out of touch, or like they're at a distance. It's like they're So I feel like somebody was trying to, you know, eventually take care of themselves, do this and do that, and still be with this individual. But maybe certain things didn't change. Maybe this person started outgrowing things. Maybe they started just changing themselves. Hell, this could be internal changes, external changes, fate, like events that are going, like, it's like inevitable to happen or whatever, based on, of course, like our actions, whatever the case may be. Somebody could have been focusing on their money more than they was focusing on this relationship. Or maybe they could have been juggling this person or the relationship with other responsibilities, like their self, and trying to bring a person with them. When somebody is pushed towards, when they're like outgrowing someone, and depending on where you are, like some people are in this forced to be in isolation. They just feel so called to be in isolation, and it's like they try to bring this lover or whatever the case may be, and it just becomes even more like conflicting and a battle and like this and that, to the point to where they like gotta release you, bro. And I forgot where I was going with this. I think I was speaking about this Two of Pentacles energy, this balance. This is like the day-to-day stuff. The major arcanas was just like the main topics or main life changes and different stuff that's going on. It's not something that's like, oh, a day-to-day, you know, little detail stuff. It's like a huge, like a main or whatever of one's life journey, timeline, era, whatever the case may be. And the minor arcanas, which is like the swords, the cups, the pentacles, those type of things, those are like the minor arcanas, the day-to-day things, especially to these major arcanas, or just like day-to-day what's going on in somebody's reality. Remember, tarot is like the fool's journey. The fool is just speaking about the current, the person on the journey, the person, first person, me, main character. You know, so that's why that's how I be looking at all this. Like, really just be live, confirming things for you, you know. At the end of the day, you make your own choices and decisions, and I encourage that. You know, it's fine to have an open mind and hear other people if you want to do that. But we also talked about like the confidence, so I guess to each his own. Some people need to learn how to be more confident in themselves, strengthening some type of inner power. Maybe something has brought forth and something about inner power is just significant. That'll be for up to you to determine, because I can name 1,000 scenarios, you know, but instead you know your life better than anyone. So I say that, boom, you already know where that go to, you know, boom, you already know where it's go to. And if you don't just yet, maybe it's something you will get later on. Maybe it's futuristic energy that you haven't experienced yet, or maybe just leave a message for somebody else, because it just may be for somebody else. Remember, I said this is not a personal read, but a lot of times we be, you know, we can get like a handful of messages in a collective, even in other people's personal messages, you know. But only take what resonates. Use your discernment. Okay, so 2 to 3 years could be significant. Maybe 5 years. 2 months could be significant. The past 2 months. In the next 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks could be significant. A Aries, Leo, and or Sag, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo. Oh, I already said Leo. Cancer, Scorpio, and or Pisces, Gemini, Libra, Taurus, Capricorn, and or Virgo. So pretty much all the signs are out here. The major arcanas is the Strength. That's the Leo energy. The Wheel of Fortune is what I remember is the fixed signs energy. So either the zodiac signs, which is Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, could be significant, or the energy of fixed signs, which I also have here. You know, it's cardinal, fixed, mutable, stuff like that. So for the fixed signs, it's stubborn, bold, purpose-driven. Maybe this is what this relationship or a timeline could have persist of, whatever the case may be. Ooh, what's in my hand is unsure. We're going to put that to the side. Okay, so these are all the court cards over here that I was calling out. The King of Wands, the Page of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. So we got... Oh, I only called out 2 queens. I thought I called out 3. I called out that King of Wands. Oh, the Pentacle. So Page energy usually represents a childlike energy. So an actual, could be like literally a child. And I like to think as an intuitive reader, even back then in one's childhood, like a time when you were in your youth, you possibly were more in your dreamer energy, naive, innocence. But you know, that's just one of many ways to interpret something. For a lot of you all, this is tying to intuition. Page of Cups is usually the intuition card, but with the page energy here signifying a message or a messenger. So this could be someone, you know, pouring their heart out, writing a love letter, telling someone how they feel, expressing themselves, you know, especially emotionally. That's why it's so like sensual, you know, like in a way. Many people have their different ways on how they perceive this, but traditionally, the first word that I learned of this Page of Cups was intuition. So of course I already know that most definitely has some significance, but as I learned more about the tarot itself, how it's a fool's journey and different things and this and that, that's how we picked up on the child energy or childlike energy. So immaturity, just inexperience within, you know, this element, cup energy, which cups energy ties to emotions, relationship, creativity. What else? Emotions, relationships, love, creativity, and I'm sure amongst many more things, child. I won't put it past. So this could be a message, somebody expressing this message, or a literal like message expressing something of cup energy. Okay, now the people or personality cards, and this Page of Cups can even, like I said, be a personality card, is usually identifying somebody as a dreamer, somebody who's naive, okay? It can represent innocence, inner child, head in the clouds. That's what's on this card in particular. There's many more meanings. Now, with the King of Wands energy, it ties to leadership. This is usually somebody who has visions or is a visionary, somebody bold, daring. Could, you know, this energy does tie in with big ego, not gonna lie, you know. And it also says optimism is here. So with the Queen of Cups, we have someone who is compassionate, warm, a healer, okay, intuitive, supportive. And then with this Queen of Pentacles, which all of these are different. That's why I said for a lot of you guys, at least 5 people, more or less, could be significant. And a lot of times these energies could still just be one person. It can be different energies they came across, and different, like, it could be like many things. You know, as I said before, I'm like a multiple situation and scenario type of like reader at this point in time. But be sure to only take what resonates for you, of course, because it can still be several different of these court cards, and if we could be talking about one person. A lot of times people also don't just do tarot for like fortune telling and reading for others, but mainly for themselves, their own inner journey. You know, sometimes it helps tap in with their subconscious, reveals the answers that were there in their face all along. Some people in mesmerizing have awakening doing themselves, you know, doing their own tarot spread, or even, you know, collectives. Tarot is more like personal, and you know, you already know what mean what, how it go, whatever the case may be. And they don't have to be all the time. That's why I don't mind getting readings from other people. You know, that's how I started off shoes. When I was getting readings from other people, child, I was like, how do you know? I'm like, that shit resonate. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was resonating. I'm like, it's crazy. Just like numerology was, astrology was, in certain aspects and everything like that. You know, that's why I possibly became open to like things of spirituality, if that's what you call it. Shoes, I know I learned I thought spirituality was having the same beliefs as the other spiritual people had when I first got into it. So I actually had to do a whole deprogramming. Or maybe that's naturally going on anyway. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. Somebody who is generous, caring, nurturing, sensible, comforting, and practical. Good business sense. And the reason why I was talking about the one person thing is because we could be talking about a person who's literally being encouraged to take on a leadership role, be the boss in their life, make the moves. You know, could be talking about somebody who's compassionate, intuitive, warm, supportive, a healer, a dreamer. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's innocent. Somebody who's generous when it comes to their finances, or giving back, or giving, even if it's wisdom, teaching, whatever the case may be, just a motherly energy, whether you male or woman. somebody who's possibly on this mission, it's more of a mental mission going on, whether they want it to go on or whether their thoughts are just roaming about on their own. This is an energy of being assertive, impatient, direct, daring, ambitious, motivated. Maybe somebody is just ambitious and motivated, so maybe they like in this, certain energy. Maybe the thoughts is given direct, is given back to back, something like intuitive downloads. It be times where I be having intuitive downloads back to back when I'm telling you. It was times, because I be going on these breaks where I smoke and then don't smoke and then smoke and then don't smoke. Child, I thought I was really gonna be done with smoking, but I don't know about that. I mean, I don't mind though. I do love the periods of when I'm not indulging in anything. It just seems so, I don't know. But I also know my the other things. I live with purpose and intent, so I just be, I don't know. It just be like I be getting my scientist on for real, like not just naturally. I don't even be on purposely like doing none of that. Okay, so we cleared that up. Now we can go back to confirming them one by one. We already confirmed the strength, the wheel of fortune. Damn. Okay, well. Okay. Yes, put this. Okay, what's up with the music? Okay, because you have to turn it down. This type of music I have to turn all the way up because I barely can hear it for some reason. And it's like, next thing you know, because this on Spotify, ad gonna come on loud, all in my ear, baby, all in there. So I turned it down. Yeah, so somebody in their head, they want to express something. It could be this Queen of Cups, this mother-like energy. But I feel like they like, man, I got things to do. I got plans to execute, actions to...
This is the sound of Claire cooking.
Actions to take, boss moves to make. Or like I said, it could be encouraged. You know what I'm saying? I just did a reading not too long ago that was talking about how we go through these things and then we just treat it like the end all be all. Now we depressed, stressed out, etc. Like, child. Balance. You leave something in a liquid too long, leave a solid in a liquid too long, it'll end up getting mushy, it'll dissolve. Some, child. Comfort. So help yourself. Sometimes, you may not have the energy, you may not feel like it, but some of y'all, I don't know what you've been doing, maybe you've been doing something differently, and maybe this has been giving you a little bit more energy. But keep doing what you're doing. That's Bryson Tiller. Everything you doing. That's literally how he was singing it. Keep doing what you doing. Doing what you doing. Okay. Yeah, somebody's on this mission. I'm seeing this expressive individual or something being expressed emotionally, needing to be, wanting to be. Because sometimes that throat chakra be a little hindered. You need to speak up. You need to speak how you feel. So maybe speak how you feel. Let somebody know, hey, I've outgrown. I did this. And sometimes you ain't got to do all that. Because sometimes people can misunderstand, interpret it this way, perceive this. So really, it is what it is at the end of the day. People at the end of the day, they're going to understand on their own level anyway. And I'm sure they'll figure it out on how some things are just unacceptable. Sometimes people know. Sometimes on a deeper level, though, they ain't getting it. They don't really know. So that's why it's fine, because then a person that's, aware and like this and that probably gonna run themselves literally out the door. I was gonna say crazy, but now I don't think they gonna do that. but a person who intelligent and wise and also got a good, I feel like eventually, you know, even if they may come into a period of sadness or anger or whatever, I feel like they wouldn't fully make it to where they gotta go admit themselves in the, you know what I'm saying, like Andrew House, but I don't know. But I don't think they that great. I just think they got a big heart. Sometimes with that big heart, you may find yourself like real hurt where you don't know. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like somebody could have took something there, but they didn't. This person, I'm telling you, very strong individual, or it's going to take strength for something. This next chapter, maybe your strength has upgraded, evolved. Okay. But strictly on love. Okay, this is a love reading. It don't have to be strictly, but that was me reminding myself. We're doing a love reading. All right, y'all. I don't know how long I've been sitting, but alright, tell me more about this Ace of Swords. Soul searching, yep. Hey, inside. We got motives, purpose, self. Somebody finding their truth, discovering their truth. Or have already, or will. It says needing to work on some personal issues first, right? So this person or both parties in this reverse Two of Cups energy, usually upright, close bond, you know, equal give it to, or at least, you know, I give my heart, you give your heart. We're giving ourselves to each other. We're choosing each other, whatever the case may be. It talks about soulmates, unity, spiritual connection. Usually when it's in the reverse, usually sometimes depending on who the reader is, or even if they're reading by meanings, it can tie in with unrequited love. You know, I channeled intuitively a breakup, as well as the falling out of love, and that's it. I was channeling like all of that, but just like a union not possibly feeling like or being like how it once was, or like a union filled with, like, you know, love, and you can really see it for real. Maybe somebody don't even see the love. I don't know. Like, oh shoot, what was that card? But yeah, maybe both parties just needed some soul searching. You know, needing to work on some personal issues first, or maybe one out of both, or, you know, I mean, hey, we all be having our stuff, you know. So I ain't saying one person got to do work and the other don't, you know, but confirm this Ace of Swords. We got clarity, truth. Maybe somebody is soul searching, and that's why they are experiencing distance, because somebody is literally discovering that this is not their person, or maybe at least not right now. Circumstances could be due to outgrowing, evolving, coming into one's truth, discovering one's truth. Whatever the case may be, I feel like somebody was in this vulnerable space, or they are in this vulnerable space, especially as life naturally unfolds. See, it don't wait on nobody. Life gonna continue to go. So be mindful of not expanding in your comfort zone. Sometimes in the midst of the pain, and in the midst of when you're not experiencing pain, you just gotta live, experience, do stuff. Just do stuff. You never know what will happen. You learn a new skill. You meet new people. Instead of letting depression kill you and stress kill you, now you got an autoimmune disease. Look, that's why I say, hey, get into that gardening. You know, get into, you know, herbal remedies. For sure, because then you your own plug. You're your own plug now. Then you pick up a little carpentry or a little this, so you learn the basics of how to build stuff mathematically, systematic, and then boom, you got it. It's good. You got it. alternative medicine, carbon, different stuff. I'm telling you. Now, that may not be your vision, your goal. Everybody different. But it's an idea. To give you that little idea. That'll probably bring the stress levels, the depression, and the possible confusion. Very little to none. And this ain't even something that's like a probably. It literally feel like, oh nah, for sure, that's gonna happen. Yeah, so somebody doing a little soul searching, got a little clarity, gaining a little clarity, whatever the case may be, you know, distance. But I feel like the distance been there. Distance probably been there, but maybe now physical distance is somewhere. And some people are not even physically out of the relationship anymore. They're still in the same home, whatever the case may be, and they're just not happy. And then, you know, that's why I said some people, they're trying to work on it. Others are just like roommates, just putting up with each other instead of ending the relationship. And then you have other people who are, you know, letting go, moving forward, walking away, or disconnected. Focusing on themselves. So maybe it's just not like an actual, like maybe somebody not in a committed relationship. Like it's like a situationship. It really all depends. Oh yes. These, oh wait, these weren't the ones that I was using. I was using Thank you so much for double tapping, Mia. I appreciate that. Maddie or yes, you guys, this video will be uploaded to my YouTube. Referring to Two of Swords. Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like either choose self or choose the relationship. And it's like, that's the thing. You don't have to give up on it altogether right now. But you also don't have to hold yourself back and not live your life as well and put your love life on the hold. I mean, you can, because it's, you know, you getting yourself together anyway. It's not, oh, I wanted to be with another person this whole time, unless that's your story. It's more like, nah, I kind of just evolved here. It kind of just happened here. Like, kind of just got to this point. I feel like somebody is in this Two of Swords energy because they're trying to make the perfect move. Possibly not make a mistake. Possibly not have to go down a path and realize that they, you know, went. So maybe somebody, because we're confirming the Two of Swords, which is usually the decision card, but in the traditional tarot, it's literally a woman figure with a blindfold on, holding two swords in her hand, crossed. And it usually has this sense of stressful decisions. On this card here, it talks about stalemate and stuck. You know, so somebody could be at a stalemate, a crossroad, feeling stuck to make a decision, being in denial. You know, that could also be what's keeping them from making a decision. Maybe they're not facing some type of truth. Maybe they're avoiding.
Summer's still on. An Expedia summer sale.
Maybe they're avoiding. Maybe a choice is very difficult for them. You know, whatever the case may be. Now, confirming this Two of Swords, we got perfect moves. That's why I had pretty much channeled that little. Somebody could be trying to, you know, make a perfect move. You know, and this don't really have to be a bad thing. Maybe this just highlights somebody is actually using their brain and not just their heart, or doing things differently, learning the lessons. Or it could literally just mean that somebody is they could possibly want something easy, you know, not something to where somebody is still, whatever doesn't make it easy, because everybody's situation is different, right? So somebody could be in this Two of Swords, difficult to make a decision type of energy, possibly avoiding some type of truth. Whatever the case may be, whatever it may be for you, take how it resonates. Could one out of many things be that somebody is, you know, wanting to make the perfect move. Other than that, it says keep the spirit of play and fun alive to be closer. This card ties to flirty, graceful, easy. Maybe somebody was at a stalemate between operating in this energy and in another energy that probably contradicts this one, which will possibly be its opposite. So let's confirm more about it. We got the future on the back of the deck. Maybe somebody was thinking about their future. Their future with this person. Confirm perfect moves with this Two of Swords energy. Reverse card. 2 reverse cards. Yup. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, we got, look, sweet home coming out in the reverse. That's what I'm saying. Maybe somebody could not see marriage with this person. Maybe somebody could not, the love did not last. Or maybe they didn't, something. It says making a good home life or settling down. And it's coming out in reverse. So maybe someone's home life, whatever love life, was already upside down. Maybe somebody was non-committal as well. Not really ready to settle down with this person or whatever the case may be. And like I said, for a lot of people, it's not because they still want to play outside, but it be because somebody has not ascended, evolved, whatever the case may be, you know. See, me, I'm a person of, you know, growth and all this other stuff. So my readings, I may be able to, certain things exist to me and I may speak on certain things. So I feel like some people who could resonate with the collective, who sit behind, they may find something to resonate with them. I just feel like, and it's probably not all the time, because, you know, cross watchers are a thing or whatever the case may be. Growth, somebody not yet being at that place that they're gonna be, whatever the case may be, right? But so I was trying to remember what I was saying. I couldn't remember. Sorry, I just couldn't remember. I know, it makes me so sad. Okay, now confirm the Two of Cups in the reverse. We got expectations. Yeah, it's like you're expecting the devil to be the angel. You gotta accept the devil as it is, or you gotta, you know, be in a connection where it takes two and two are actually taking two. And this can also be how somebody, thank you, you're very locked in, tapped in. Okay, I like the perspective. Because me, I'm like, my brain. But thank you. Okay, so this ties to dreamer, fantasizes. That's what I'm, or fantasies. That's what I'm saying. Some of y'all, you really just have this certain outlook of love. You know what I'm saying? You got some high, it says having very high idols or unreasonable requirements. Now, I wouldn't do you like that and say unreasonable. Unless maybe it's something that's unreasonable. I don't, maybe it could be unreasonable with this person because they can't fulfill that. Okay, but you know, I'm a shoot for the stars type of person, dreamer. Okay, like whoever this person is. So it's like maybe when it comes to their ideal partner, and I don't feel like this person is literally, it all depends. If this is somebody who's egocentric, then okay, I can see how that message will go into that. But that's what I mean by how being the messenger of the message. I understand how some people can shift into different versions of themselves and everything like that. But at this point in time, and how I've always been pure-hearted, etc., I'm mainly speaking to people of those spaces and energies. Not to say that you don't have your own dark energies and times where you may operate in a certain space or whatever the case may be. But it's still different. It's still different. Now, it wasn't working out because I feel like their standards were high. They had high standards, and the connection just wasn't living up. The person or the connection, it just wasn't living up to the standards. Yo, confirm this Two of Cups in reverse with this expectations. Yeah, somebody had to accept that truth. Maybe somebody started anticipating things. If I'm already feeling like this, I can imagine how the future gonna be. I might as well not waste my time or this person's time, honey. Find strength in unique views and grow together. Somebody could have been, like I said, expanding mentally, having, grace, showing grace, or maybe this is all about accepting one's own viewpoint, how one feels about things, because there's many ways in how people can feel. That's why you're entitled to your own feelings. But you're the main character of your life. This is not saying don't be considerate of others. Naturally, you're going to do that regardless if you're this Queen of Cups. But I'm saying it's like the balance as well. Self-love, self-care, self-acceptance. No, what I'm looking for. I had it, but I was trying to talk about other things. Look, let me see. It'll probably come back. Confirm more this Two of Cups in the reverse. We gotta get to the bottom of this. It says ever after. Having the fortitude to create a lasting love. This could have been a long-term relationship, or it had the potential to be long-term. Okay? It just took two people being all in. This is an investment, or maybe that's what it felt like. Or maybe somebody was just thinking, if I spend my life with you, what I can say that our future will possibly be is in a shack. Maybe on whatever case may be, and then you like, well, imagine a life without you or with somebody else. I see myself in a mansion, hella acres, this and that, whatever the case may be, right? Maybe somebody could have been thinking like that. That's what I can agree with. That's what I can agree with and be like I overstand you. I see. No bad blood, whatever the case may be, but everybody situation may not be like that, so I try not to be so specific and biased and stuff, because some people may be the ones who possibly implemented certain destruction or disaster. But that's why I tell people, you show yourself self-compassion, you can have that same compassion for other people and forgiveness and everything else, because sometimes when people make mistakes, that's all it is accidents, mistakes. It's not something that's on purpose. If you knew better, you do better. Just like you, if you seen the red flags, you possibly wouldn't have gotten into a relationship that led to heartbreak. Are we going to blame this person for breaking our heart? Are we going to blame ourselves for entering a relationship that at the time we did not see the red flags in a certain way, to where we would be like, okay, I'm going to take my time on this. I'm going to possibly learn about getting to know myself. That didn't happen. None of that happened. Okay, you just poof, you're in the world. You got model figures, parent and guardians who possibly are still learning how to be the best parents they can. Whatever the case may be. So we're not playing the blame game. That's what I'm just trying to tell the collective. And then I came into a perspective where I was like, half of us probably misunderstanding each other. Some people came up with terms, narcissist, this and that. The more that I cling on to defining people and labeling them, which naturally I don't be even judging people in order to label them, but that's what you grow up into. That's what's normalized, whatever the case may be. That's possibly why that's why this exists. Deprogramming to reprogram. When I was talking to ChatGPT, it mentioned something about you don't have to completely erase and question everything that you once believed in, but time, like doing certain things in a certain way, because I had to sit with it, and I was like, yo, I have trouble with memory recall, this and that, like just different stuff. I like ChatGPT. Sometimes at the end of the day, it's still a robot. Okay, I know my sister was telling me a story about some girl tried to use ChatGPT for a recipe, a vegan healthy recipe, whatever the case may be. Look at here. It's so many people online who literally show you in your face like these different things. They eat it themselves. So I find people on Instagram and TikTok just naturally on the algorithm. Get the following them. So now every time my algorithm is always healthy stuff, positive stuff, whatever the case may be. But she had listened to ChatGPT telling her to eat a plant or something that actually was poisonous to her. And so she ended up some. Now usually when I be now in today's time, when somebody trying to bring me forth information that I probably look at in a negative way, which I already learned before, is no need to look at things in a negative way, which give grace, because I just feel like that was naturally taught, or just visualize something. Okay, I guess my brain done, because I can't remember what else I gotta say. So moving on. Now, confirm this Three of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm telling you, somebody was trying to take them with them. They was like, this is my twin flame, or this is my soulmate, whatever the case may be. Somebody tried to bring a person with them. So they was trying to tend to it. They was trying to nurture it. They was trying to, you know, maybe they felt like they was following their destiny. And then maybe, you know, maybe there was an illusion, confusion, something, distorted view, fantasy, romanticizing the situation. Because it really all depends. Now, is this a true love? Is this Two of Cups a true love connection? That's what I'm saying. See, we talking about potential here. So the thing is, we all have potential. We have potential to rise into this, that, whatever the case may be, right? We all have the potential. But it's like, is that the reality? Do you do that, though? Right now, though? Has there been change, though? No, though. Okay, so that's the problem. At this point in time, for right now, what I'm seeing and feeling, that's the problem. How can an earth angel, beautiful soul, connect with an impatient impulse? Ooh. We got twin flame and soulmate. Yup. Maybe this was a false twin flame or soulmate, or maybe this is actually a twin flame or soulmate. You know, some people say that these relationships all the time don't last, or they don't remain romantic, or whatever the case may be. But that doesn't mean that other love doesn't come. Maybe a better love is to come. You know, so I'm not sure how somebody's story is. You'll take it how it resonates. Well, you interpret it how you'll interpret it regardless. But so since I know that, and I've been preaching that, I'm going to just read the cards like that instead of going so in-depth like that, because as you see, I'll be going into many other topics. I'll be trying to go into another topic. Didn't finish the last topic. Now I forgot. So we just gonna move simple. I don't know why everything is so difficult with me. Well, not really, but I be like hitting basic shit with rocket science. I'm like, okay, this rocket science for sure. Okay. Of course, like mentally, right? Not actually literally saying this rocket science. This is logic. This is intuition. This is deep. This is not deep. Not literally, lyrically. Okay. More like this with the mind be on. Alright, so we got attend to your bond with love and patience, following your destiny in a love that's meant to be. That's what I'm saying. You can only do so much work in a connection and with self before something starts feeling like, well, hey, you got to do your own, you know, individual work as well. It says prepare for a rainy day and stay flexible. This could be advice, or this could be how somebody started to move, will move, has been moving. Okay, it says find strength in unique views and grow together. It's similar to like open-minded to someone else's point of view, thoughts, opinion, whatever the case may be. That's what I felt from that. You a messenger, because I feel like your brain retains things. You figure it out, whatever. So I feel like you can interpret things, therefore a messenger. Okay. And at the end of the day, or other than that, you ain't gotta do too much, because you can just tie it to your life. Like, you just tie it to your life. If I speak on my life right now, I can already see boom, boom, bam, story right here. Ooh, awakening. Aha moment. Didn't notice that. That ain't for me. Ooh. So that's why I'm like, okay, let me just, because I'm over here, it's giving teacher 3,000, and I'm just trying to give a reading. Dang, I'm just trying to give a reading. But it's cool. Maybe 5 years from now it'll be different. So I'm be cool. I can already see why. I read the cards sometimes. Okay. From this Three of Pentacles. Why are you here? Three of Pentacles is here because stability, teamwork, collaboration, everything goes. Yep. Y'all could want the same thing. Or maybe, like I said, you're just attracting something more stable, balanced, that feels in alignment or right. Because it's probably not stressful or got you in your head and stuff. Maybe somebody has already found that new individual as they are navigating letting go of a previous individual. Because everybody's situation different. Just different stuff that I'm able to, like, pick up on. So I want to call it out. Especially because these messages can also be timeless. They can resonate 2 years from now. 5 years from now. Okay. Love wings. Somebody could have, it says put aside differences and soar to the next level. Okay, so this could be advice. This could be what somebody was wanting from the other individual. This could be what somebody has learned. It can be really many things. As you know, experience life and then you come into all these different ways things can be. That's why I'm like, shoes, it really can be like a lot of different things. So I'm happy that I'm mentioning these. It says keep pedaling. I feel like somebody wanted somebody to keep on working on something. Or maybe somebody was trying to keep on working on something. Maybe even getting signs to work on something. It says move ahead despite any obstacles. Bruh, I just bust out laughing because it kind of gives, as you read more into it, keep pedaling, move ahead despite any obstacles that arise. It's almost like that one person who wants you to keep thugging it out with them, but it's like they keep setting the house on fire and locking the door behind them. Like, what? Like, you ain't suffering. It's just me. And I'm the one who came with emotional stability or intelligence and this and that. And, you know, I'm able to see sides, different point of view, this way, that way. I'm diplomatic. I'm this. I try to make it work. Whatever the case may be, or however it may resonate for you. And it's kind of giving this person, like, despite any challenges, any stress, any trigger warning, suicide attempts, just keep thugging it out. Like, you got it. Like, and it's like, hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. You not gonna keep telling me to proceed through fire and just get burnt alive. Like, that don't make sense. It seemed like I'm gonna get burnt alive. I want to trust you. I want to do that, but that don't make no sense. That don't make no goddamn sense. But so that's why it's kind of seeming like that. In real life, some of y'all, you probably could have been seeming like you getting signs to work something out, but in actuality, maybe that was just projections of working something out, because clearly it ain't working out. Like, you tried everything you could. You didn't like. That's probably where the trusting in yourself and your own leadership and choices and decisions that you make upon your own life. You don't need everybody else to tell you, marry him, break up with him, do this and do that. You're a big girl, okay? Whatever you identify as. So, and I mean, at least, and I mean, sometimes you also do make your little mistakes, but that's the thing. You didn't come in here with wisdom and knowledge already. You came in the world inexperienced, etc. You still have a journey to go, but that don't mean it got to be filled like how the beginning of your journey was. I mean, that's just, you know, the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Life is most definitely what you make it. I'm trying to say. I'm probably 80 years old right now, but I'm 25. Coming to you from the future. Okay? Looking in. For real though. Good child. So I understand people really considering a relationship. Is this, you know, is this worth it? Do I still see us being together, you know, in the future? What do I want? Like, consider these different things, you know. Have heart-to-heart conversations. If you're done with a person, be done. Move forward. Sometimes you may look back, miss a person, but, you know, just keep moving forward. Maybe try something new, meet new people, just different things. It's not like a distraction or anything, but it's just literally manifesting the energy of moving forward by moving forward. Everything don't have to be all negative all the time. Oh, you avoiding something. Sometimes we could be avoiding things, but come on now, not every goddamn time. Damn. God, give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. Look, closest to it comes. Empowered love. Harness your strength and love with confidence. Yeah, somebody was probably trying to protect their love, their heart, etc. Imagine being with somebody who like a negative Nancy and they so miserable and angry and they start bringing your energy down. Somebody like, oh no, I want to be my regular yellow sunflower daisy. You know what I'm saying? Rather than this unhappy sunflower. It's raining all day. Chip, chip, chip. No sunflower field no more. Maybe somebody was literally becoming unhappy in a relationship that they once loved, once was happy with, once they probably thought they would be with this person for life, possibly till they got old. Maybe this could have been a situation that it could have been a long-term relationship or it could have been a short-term relationship, but maybe something happened briefly, and maybe this was like a rocky relationship, you know, different challenges, different issues. I mean, been there, done that, right? I'm sure that for some of you guys, this is not your first relationship, right? So it's just like, take things with a grain of salt. Look at things as a learning lesson. You know, that's the point of when we don't blame people. Like, yes, they may show up in a certain energy, but we can, on our end, look at our own choices. Like, well, I did end up dating this person. I did choose them. I did da-da-da. Not self-blame. But I just feel like doing that really helps you be able to really forgive people more, you know, have some self-compassion, which can also benefit the next person because it helps unlock more compassion and etc. for other people, you know. At least to me. But look, back and forth. This could have been a situation that was back and forth. Or somebody could have been back and forth changing their mind. Like, okay, I want this person. No, mind, I don't want this person. Okay, I want them in my future. Okay, no, mind, I don't want to see. You know? And it says, or being confused emotionally. Somebody don't even know. Am I in love with this person? Do I want to be with them? Or whatever confused emotionally means, y'all. Somebody could have been flighty, uncertain, right? Mainly, that's what this energy is given. Maybe one or both parties could have been. A lot of times, I'm speaking on the Aquarius energy, but a lot of times it could be other people's energy, you know, depending on how people look at things and if that resonates for a person. But I know a lot of times you never go wrong when you're reading something as your own energy. So with the whole confusion and all this other stuff, you can honestly just look at it as self, unless you already have confirmation that somebody may have felt confused or whatever the case may be. And that don't have to mean confused of you. It can be confused regardless, which is possibly causing some type of third-party interference. Third parties can be anxiety, fear, worry, etc., as well as people. But that's not only what it's limited to, child. Look, we ain't trying to traumatize people around here. Even though we be traumatizing ourselves. We just be taking everything personal, you know. If you have free will and nobody at the end of the day really knows what will happen after death, or, you know, if God is a thing, I feel like a lot of things were taught rather than experienced or whatever. Now, I ain't saying God ain't a thing, what the case may be. Maybe, you know, I still feel a connection to like a higher power as something huge because of miraculous things that possibly already happened in my life, or, you know, things that seem magical or whatever the case may be. So I'm cool with that. But like I told you, as a person who transitioned from religious to this, maybe that's why I'm able to probably see other things. Once again, forgot the point I was making, but I'm about to possibly... Okay, I ain't gonna say that unless I'm for sure about doing that. I ain't gonna say it. I keep getting different oracles. So, let me go ahead and use... Look, ooh, okay. I'm gonna use these. So, somebody is on this path of building a foundation of trust with someone. They're being courageous, or maybe they just are a person of inner power and confidence. Maybe confidence could be encouraged or worked on. Something is changing naturally, divine timing, or just simply fate based on, of course, the unfolding of karma. Karma is cause and effects of one's actions, you know, the consequences of it all. With this energy is adventures coming out in the reverse, which ties to travel, change, plans, having new experiences, and making new friends. So maybe this is the time to do those things. It's in the reverse. So that was where I was getting that lack of social life stuff from, because I felt that intuitively, and I'm just now reading that the remainder part of making new friends and the experiences thing. So confirmation. So remember, we was talking about expanding, but take the messages how it resonates for you. That's why I'm calling out the energies itself, you know, because sometimes when I look back on readings, I could see a whole new message, shifted message, but it don't get said, you know. So that's why I also be wanting to call these out. Strength, angel number 8, Wheel of Fortune, angel number 10. We already called out the zodiac signs earlier. We had confirmed the cards, which I just told y'all what was well, I mainly told y'all for adventures, but for the strength being confirmed, we got strong roots out here. It's time to building a foundation of trust with someone. The key words are faithful and friends first. That's why I said it doesn't have to just be limited to romance, because of course love readings, all of the above, relationships, platonic, romantic, right? But I do know most definitely a romantic situation is significant. Now, the people or the personality energies we have out here is a King of Wands. Could be 35 years or older. A male, doesn't have to be. Could be somebody that's a Leo, Aries, and or Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be. Could be somebody with the personality of a leader, a visionary, somebody bold, daring, has a huge ego, maybe an optimist, or something about the energy of the situation is of optimism. Maybe it could be encouraged. Maybe when you see the King of Wands, usually it encourages ones to take on a leadership role, right? Stepping into that, you know, bosses make moves, really embodying that energy. Governing one's own actions, life, choice, etc. Like really, it could be implementing some type of action, especially stepping into a leadership role, right? Instead of living with other people, I'm gonna get my own place. Instead of working these jobs for other people, I'm gonna just invest in my own business. It's just, that could be examples, right? Now, the other energy was the Knight of Swords. This could be literally a person, or it could be how the mind is going, or like a situation itself. Now, this energy usually gives haste. It usually warns you of haste. Remind you guys, confirming past, present, and future energy could be significant. Messages may not always resonate with you because this is a collective, not a personal read, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Now, this energy usually ties to being assertive, impatient, direct, daring, ambitious, and motivated. Okay, maybe a person could be in this energy, maybe one or both individuals. I told you, usually I look at these energies as the queer energies alone, but prior I had already learned that these energies could be others. So I mean, it's all whatever resonates for you, how it works for you. Page of Cups energy, as we talked about before, is usually the messenger energy. All right, the Knight is usually on a mission. Okay, the King is usually the initiator of something. The Queen is the creator. So with this page here, somebody could be a dreamer, naive. This could be talking about innocence, inner child, head in the clouds type of energy. It also signifies intuition. Okay, so a message could be coming about, a heartfelt message, communication, somebody rushing towards something. Now this Queen of Cups, okay, usually someone who's compassionate. A mother figure could be significant. A mother figure could play a significant role in the near future of events, right? Okay, this could be somebody who's warm, a healer, intuitive, supportive. We said this many times today if you were here earlier. Okay, so as I told y'all before, it's many different people or personality cards, but it doesn't have to be 5 people itself. It can be 5 or more or less. It you know, and this doesn't have to even be focusing on one situation in one's life, one person, one. Okay, this is just romance strictly, not that. That's what I'm saying. Multiple situation scenarios, whatever resonates for you. Okay, I mainly encourage bringing messages of peace, clarity, rather than confusion and, you know, surface level transformation, etc. So, but you do have your own free will, and it's up to you how you're going to take a message, but only take what resonates. Now this Queen of Pentacles, this is the card of abundance. Okay, this is somebody who's generous, caring, nurturing, sensible, comforting, and practical, has good business sense. Okay, so somebody's thoughts could be roaming, somebody could be moving with haze, could be a bit cautious, you know, of this. Maybe think more before you act on something. Maybe instead of internalizing a thought or whatever the case may be, you know, acknowledge it, whatever, but not to the point to where it allows you to possibly act off of impulse or whatever the case may be. And a lot of times, hey, if your intuition is intuitioning, you don't need no proof, you don't need no facts, you're gonna act. But in other senses, we don't be talking about intuition in other cases. Sometimes, especially going down a path where you're confused, there's indecision, etc. This is really just unsolicited advice, suggestions to help you in your life, not necessarily trying to tell you what to do, redirect your path. Like I told y'all, this is for educational purposes only, not subject or substituted for medical advice, etc., whatever the case may be. That's also a disclaimer that I have on my website. So if you guys want to know more about what I provide, more in-depth in a more in-depth description of my mentorships, my life coaching, my tarot and oracle readings, I do work with the youth and also have family alignment sessions as well. So I do different things, but it all still bars down to one's well-being, you know, whether it's mental, etc. I really be wanting people to aim for that inner peace, lasting transformation, whatever the case may be, something to where you come into this space, you won't have to worry about more problems and more this and that, right? That's the point of it being lasting. So this is really bringing forth inner peace, then to the point where you can obtain a certain amount of joy. But we got to start from square one. You can get there very quick. Some people say I'll be breaking stuff down very to where they can understand it and everything else. So I do have reviews on my website as well. If you guys do want to get on the list for any of my services, if you have any questions, if you need any advice, you can comment in the chat. You can DM me. Please beware of scammers. That's why I have a way that you guys can email me, thealignedSpaceCo@gmail.com. Okay. So I feel like somebody been holding on. Life has been blowing them this way and that way. But I feel like somebody has been holding on. But make sure you're traveling, expanding, possibly, you know, get your social life up. And this doesn't have to be connect with people who are still, you know, not your ideal partnerships or whatever the case may be. Because I personally don't know what your standards are and everything else. But as me, a person with who other people will say, oh, those are high standards, I personally feel like that's like required and bare minimum. Respect, compassion, except so none of these are like very much high standards. It's just so many people that we come across doesn't really possess the capacity to give in these spaces and also to receive. Thank you for what you have said. It definitely resonates. Yes, that's so great. Thank you for your comment. Yes, feel free, you guys, if you want to comment. Take up space. Not this. You're not taking up space, by the way, but take up space. Yes. Okay. Sometimes you may catch me in a joking, laughy mood, maybe serious, very wise mood. It sometimes just be shifting. But regardless, I am bona fide and genuine. Okay. One day you may see me in a space where I'm like, yes, I hate to curse their ass out. And the next minute I'm like, look, fine, healthy ways of releasing. Maybe not to cursing somebody out. Maybe, so it's just, hey, we evolve together. That's what I was telling them earlier. Excuse me. The ladies understand. The ladies get it, but excuse all that. Or excuse you. Okay, because look, man, it is what it is. But anyways, surprise came out. I'll just keep it to the side. Something could have most definitely been shocking, but I most definitely want to get done with this read. It just seemed like I'm really just chilling, sitting in it, getting more information on it. And maybe that's what somebody could have been doing in this relationship. Like, yeah, maybe they seen certain things. Maybe they were getting certain signs to possibly stay or leave, or whatever the case may be. But that's why you're the governor of your own life. You make your own choices and decisions. Think about things. I know you're a person that's emotional or you move with your heart, even if you're probably not a water sign. But sometimes, I wouldn't say it's your heart, though. That's where sometimes people get it mixed up. Oh, my heart then got me here. Next time, I'm not going to be too da-da-da. Who said that was the way to go? Who said that was the way? Because you don't alienate, allow the soul and the spirit to be. Because a lot of times, the version of yourself that's still getting there is the traumatized version, the projected version, the this, the that. Sometimes the fears are too loud. Sometimes the vision is too blurry. And sometimes at the end of the day, you just don't know. So that's what makes everything like just cool. I feel like everybody is able to overcome a lot of things, anything, for sure. Just because of certain perspectives that I reached, energies of shifting in. I tell people I'm a wise counsel. I speak off the wisdom from my experiences. And I know we all have experiences, but I am still a firm believer that, yes, we all are autonomous and different. And that is everyone's superpower. That don't mean I'm saying this person is more this than that and da-da-da. It's not about that. I remember I had a cousin that was like, oh my gosh, but you're prettier. And I was like, because, my mind could not think that, therefore say that, therefore see that. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So if somebody's already looking at a situation like that, you can already know they most definitely gonna have to woof, or it's gonna be a tough journey for them, especially if they believe in the whole physical beauty and the things like this. See, beauty is within. I mean, of course, there can be outer beauty. We're not blind. But still, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, though. The ones who get it. I don't even gotta go explain too much about it. Sometimes we think we get things, and then we have an awakening, and we see, oh, shit. And sometimes we are in that space where we do begin things, but I ain't even finna look. If you get it, you get it. If not, maybe you will, maybe not. I don't know. Alright, any more messages out here for the collective? Guilt, trickery, miracle, renewal. Yeah. Isolation. Somebody could be most definitely paranoid. Most definitely could have been in a situation where it was like people was possibly happy when this person shifted in a different energy, because it puts them in a space where they feel like they don't have to take accountability for the past. No, this person is just evolving, healing, and has a heart so huge that they're able to experience levels of grace, forgiveness, compassion, etc. Maybe this was a person who never even experienced these things as deep ever or in return. This is somebody who's a leader, though. This could be somebody with a huge ego. Strength and King of Wands out here. Or, like I said, based on current situation, circumstances, where someone at in this time, maybe this is just a temporary space where they're at. Or maybe this could be confirmation to, like I said, build up that confidence. It's okay to have a balanced amount of pride. Because when you look at the definition of humble, it's basically who will want to be, in that space of, I can't even think of the definition exactly fully. Little of oneself, little value of oneself, seeing little value of oneself. And it's like, nah, that takes away from people, tying themselves with being worthy, almost. I guess depending on how you look at it. Like, we got instinct out here. Somebody did not know something, or something was confusing because the answers and the truth was there. But it's given. Somebody got to trust their instinct. Or maybe they have trusted their instinct. Or maybe one's instincts is significant, as well as forgiveness, as well as impartiality, which is fairness. So maybe this is somebody being real with themselves, real with another, real overall, or it could just be encouraged. Like I said, just keep it short and simple. The truth is here, the clarity is here, or one is going to come into it. Either it's this person, or it's being single, or, whatever the case may be, or eventually a new relationship. That's up for one to decide themselves in their own life. I tell people, if you are going to try again with somebody, some people don't believe in reconciliation. Other people do. So if you are going to try to reconcile with people, if you were the one who felt like you were hurt in the situation, you have to be able to forgive this person and move past and move forward. Or there's going to be triggers. There's going to be you feeling like, this is not an equal situation or whatever. There's just going to be possible room for something tumbling down. I feel like something tumbled down before and somebody was picking it back up. But the thing is, it's going to have to take two as well. So whatever was not working out, maybe that's because both parties wasn't working together. Or maybe one person was just outgrowing the next because they felt like, they were outgrowing it, fell out of love, whatever it may have been. So now somebody is in this space of either trying again with the same person, or eventually they will, or maybe if you don't want to leave this person alone, it doesn't have to be a permanent goodbye. It can just be a personal, individual, separation, because somebody can already be at a distance but still be in each other's space. Come on now. So this is really just making it easier for both parties. Nobody's going anywhere. If you guys want to be with each other, that's what's going to happen. So maybe try again later. And I ain't saying tomorrow or next week or possibly even next year for some of y'all. Others of y'all, you want to move forward. Okay, be honest with yourself. Keep it real with this person. Some of y'all, you already out the door from this person, so just keep moving forward. I'm not saying distract and avoid things, but I am saying, expand your horizons, step out of your comfort zone, possibly meet new people, travel. It don't have to be all about everybody else. You can do individual travel. You can start changing your lifestyle, your diet, practice the positive affirmations, whatever the case may be. But I feel like there are people out here who you will be proud and happy to meet. I just feel like you had a fair share of people who you probably would never want to meet again, and you probably been meeting the same person in different bodies. So at this point, somebody went from outgoing to introvert to, you know what, I'm good by myself. But the thing is people out here who you will actually be proud to call a friend, a lover, and who may actually become soul family. Because maybe they weren't family by blood, but by recognition, partnership, union. Whatever this was, this could have been some type of surprise here. Maybe this person surprised you. Maybe this person turned out to be someone who came off as jealous or envious, or someone who evil eyes or just brings the not so good parts of life to you. And I mean, if you think a certain way, you can manifest it in your reality, and you could bring something to reality for sure. And in other situations, that's just the reality of it. That's just what the truth is. But I am, like I said before, seeing that somebody was in this Eight of Swords. Confirm this Eight of Swords energy. Distant future. Yeah, I feel like somebody was like literally in their head. Literally in their head. Something was possibly being in this space. Okay, confirm Eight of Swords. Somebody could have been in their head about the future, or will be in their head in the future, or when it comes to the future, they were just in their head, or whatever the case may be. We got priest here. Somebody possibly sought after going to church more, seeking a spiritual religious leader, possibly a therapist. Maybe somebody is the priest, is the Hierophant. Taurus energy could be significant. Maybe this could be talking about God itself, contracts. So stay vigilant is on the back of the deck. It says set clear boundaries to ensure your well-being. Because that's what I'm saying. Some people will call them narcissists. Some people will call them enemies. Some people will call them the devil itself. And then you have other people who see things in a psychological aspect. People who are not evil, just hurt, or whatever the case may be. So I guess depending on how you look at those things, it could possibly help you get to the phase of forgiveness quicker, or whatever the case may be. And it doesn't have to be self-delusion. It could literally just be just a shifted perspective that could genuinely actually be the case. I've seen it in real time that you know, that be the case. And a lot of times you'll probably feel like, well, how can I fully know if that's not me myself in that space of energy? Because I can't lie to myself, so I don't know if I'm showing up in a certain energy. Everybody else can have on a false mask, but the thing is, true colors will always come out, but that's not really the message itself. Just like how we can blame and talk about this and talk about that, but that the message, the end all be all, is not about blame. So whether you blame this person, whether they blame you, whether y'all blame each other or not, I feel like, man, something is just about fate and, you know, just wanting strength. Is that strength to overcome? Is that them going through certain things that tested their strength? And I don't mean a test like everybody, the gods, looking over you, watching, testing your strength. No, I'm saying like different things possibly were challenging, etc. So this was a test of strength. Not like somebody literally being tested, like wrong, right, you know? Because being in that space, I know that'll drive people crazy. So that's why I don't even manifest that type of conversation anymore. Because I know for sure, as a person who becomes, they have beliefs and then they start being cognitive dissonance. And then now they're at this point in time where they don't know if this is losing themselves or the becoming and everything. Look, it's a journey. It's a process. Similar to like what they be talking about with the whole death and rebirth and the ego deaths and the dark nights of the soul and all these things. But I feel like somebody is coming out of certain times. And maybe there's some more things to come, you know, with our free will and us still learning and navigating. But at least you have the wisdom now. And you're still the person that you always were. It's just, of course, other things naturally will change. Whether you're getting older, whether you're the people who you used to talk to and be close to, you're not close to or talking to anymore. Whether life looks different than it did 15 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago. It's just the energy of life. So you know, life is what you make it, but also remember, you can create it how you would like as well. You don't have to suffer in relationships or even look at it as suffering. I feel like when we look at something at a certain way, that's when our emotional space starts becoming away. That's why I had wanted to practice not looking at people as narcissistic and like all this other stuff. When I was able to do that, my brain was kind of able to see things in another way to where my emotions wouldn't get so like, you know, let me clutch my pearls or let me run away from this type of connection because it's evil or they're a narcissist and like all this stuff. Now, who knows? Maybe narcissism could be a thing. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, it's about how you look at things. So I can actually see and how it can make sense that some people, they just become like a certain energy. Now, does this mean that I'm going to continue to give grace and bump my head and keep getting hurt by people? No, that's where the boundaries come in and the wisdom and, you know, the common sense that one have. We can still coexist with people and love them from afar. Because this person is always going to be filled with love and everything else. But the thing is, when people are still on that journey of getting themselves together, so they don't wreck themselves or the car with somebody else in it, relationship, etc. And this is not putting blame on one person saying that they wrecked it, okay? But maybe certain things you could expect, you know, that it would happen. I'm not saying expect at all. But it's not really about expecting the worst. It's just about being in the reality of what's going on, what is. Yes, we can see potential, talk about potential, but it's about what is. Somebody's being affected. Somebody's being hurt. This person grows in certain aspects in certain ways, but maybe that is just not enough, or maybe they still have a way to go. And when I say that's just not enough, maybe it's going to take the other person to also be in that space of growth and this and that. Because say, for instance, if a person understands that there's no need for an argument, but there's this other person who's creating an argument, that's what I'm saying. And it's like this person can have so much deep of an understanding and see that this person does not mean any harm, that they're just misunderstanding, but that's draining. That's draining. So maybe if we want to keep talking about work on this, maybe, you know, turning that weakness into strength, getting to a point to where that could be mastered. If it can be mastered, maybe it can. You know, or simply somebody is deciding, I mean, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but what I want to do is boom. What do you want to do? That's why you do what you want to do. But sometimes we be stressing ourselves out. We be out here about to get ready to pray to God, please, God. And we put ourselves through things because I'm telling you, we're the ones with the free will, honey. It's all about how you look at things. Sometimes just take the accountability for where you are in life. And this not to beat you up about anything. And this is also in a way to where I know some people think however their life is in a materialistic way, etc. So now they start thinking, oh, I'm not where I want to be. I don't have the dream job. Or I don't have my own business. Or I don't even have the... Sometimes, little do you know, we be thinking right is right, wrong is wrong, and go this way because I'm supposed to go this way, and this is what's normalized in society the whole time. Authenticity, flow, etc. But hey, if you don't know, you don't know. When you know, it becomes an aha moment, an awakening, and then you know, and then next thing you know, you have another awakening and be like, oh shit, I thought I knew and I didn't. It just be levels, different things at times, honestly, I feel. Just like with life, and I just feel like this is all just life, honestly. You know, and you are the main character in your life. Don't take things so seriously. Some of y'all wouldn't be as heartbroken as you was in today's time. I'm not talking about in the past when you know, no. But you would not be as heartbroken as you possibly can still become or are in today's time if you just look at certain things in a certain way. It's not invalidating your feelings. Validate your feelings. If you felt hurt, you feel like they did you dirty, okay, that's how you feel. You're entitled to your own opinion, how you feel, that your feelings are valid. Now, we're talking about the aftermath of that. Because sadness can turn into depression. Anxiety can turn into stress. We ain't trying to take it there now. We cool with feeling the emotions. Some of y'all, right? Feel the emotions, whatever. And when we say feel the emotions, not because it's uncomfortable, whatever the case may be, like purposely make yourself uncomfortable. Feel it. Like, no, it's just like You wonder why people cry out the blue. They just carry so much. You wonder, like, move your body, move around, like different stuff like that. That releases certain stress. That induces certain, dopamine, whatever the case may be, different stuff. It really be the most practical, basic things that one can do. Shifting my perspective. Doing this, learning a new skill. People just in today's time struggle until they, get to a certain. It's like, look, and sometimes, like I said, this is no judgment, this is no blame, this is no you stupid, like whatever case may be. It's not a race, it's not a competition in one's own individual journey, honey. At the end of the day, everybody looks at their life in a different way. We learn to not perform anymore. Little did you know you was performing. You like, what the fuck? I was performing this whole time. It's cool. Because guess what? It's just, that's what I just was thinking from time to time. It's just not the feeling of, and I actually feel like that's more a quicker way, or not even just quicker, right? But a space to actually rise into that peaceful era for sure. Because at this point, you're giving yourself enlightenment and validating your feelings at the same time. It's like a win-win. It's like nothing can seep through or get through. But the thing comes when this starts being imbalanced. You once was a person that could extend this amount and do this, and now you at the point where you reached your limits, you upset, cursing somebody out. And that's because, either it could be need more, perfection, practice, whatever the case may be, or something is not reciprocal. So it's like one person is giving and not getting poured back into. I guess it really all depends on your belief systems, how you look at things, whatever the case may be. Since I've come across many, and I'm at a point in time to where I'm really up in the air with everything, and I'm like, what's my truth? So that's why I'm able to like pinpoint this and that. Maybe it'll be more simple for other people who are looking at this, because some people, they just simple as it is religious, simple as it is spiritual, simple as it is atheist, no beliefs or whatever. But I'm in this space, which some are possibly also at as well, where you're in the becoming. It's like the becoming. That's, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I know. But look, child. Okay, any more messages here? Any more messages? See, that's the point of like tarot. Sometimes you be like pop a blood vessel trying to see what a message is, but you the messenger. You have, I can't pull anything. I can only talk about what exists to me anyway. That's when I gotta start learning how to just go with the flow instead of having anxiety and then lacking the confidence. That resonate, Nah, you a messenger. I feel like there's many ways you can read things in a way that seemed less stressful for me from the first time that I very learned tarot itself. Was really just you reading the cards not reading for you type energy, or you telling the cards, like you giving the message, and the cards is just an extra tool confirming what you're saying, capitalizing on it, giving another, tapping in with the subconscious of what you already know or see, what's kind of possibly missing the naked eye but reaches the third, whatever the case may be. It's just so much. And then I'm getting sick and tired of this music stuff. That's why I'm about to put it on a regular playlist, because now y'all making me mad. Okay, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Okay. Okay. Tonight by Summer Walker, y'all. Shoot, some of y'all, it's finna be a passionate time tonight. Whenever you see this, like I said, it could be a timeless reading. Somebody could see this. Shoots, we ain't even here yet. Next year, boom. That's for them, honey. But yeah, some of you guys could be receiving public recognition. Maybe even from people who you were like involved with. Like maybe they could start seeing people celebrating you, praising you. Maybe they could be the ones doing these things. Whatever the case may be. Maybe this person was a fan of yours or expressing that energy. But I feel like somebody was still just unsure. Somebody was trying to do what it takes to keep the passion alive, you know. But I feel like somebody needs somebody that they can connect deeper with. Like, if somebody haven't even really connected with themselves, how could you really even build, like, this form? You know, I can look at that in another perspective. Like, how can I really, you know what I'm saying? And you didn't even have to personally be in your individual space connecting deeper. Like, that's not what I mean. That's not the only path that somebody can take to just be deep. Like, nobody gotta sit with themselves or be with another person and then just be on some deep stuff to get there. Like, sometimes naturally you just find yourself in a space to where you've been evolved and you went from talking about what's your favorite color to how your relationship is with your mom, or what are your spiritual religious beliefs, or like different stuff like that. Mature, grown-up stuff, period. Really just somebody being like coming into some type of truth, being true with themselves. Maybe it's encouraged to be truthful with oneself. This life don't have to be hard or scary or difficult, you know. It's all in the mind, honey. That's how people be missing out on opportunities in this space. And then instead of expanding one's love life, they keep trying with the same individuals, seeing that it's not taking them anywhere but to a mental defeat and confusion. So you give these people space to grow and this and that until you're able to build and come back solid and together, because that's what you're building or wanting to build or encouraged to build. And how can one build that without the main important ingredient? Love. Okay, love is not just tied to you loving people, falling in love, romance, or whatever the case may be. Find out that heart space is hindered. Next thing you know, your money looking funny. It's like it's all connected. I'm telling you, a lot of things could be spiritual. Like, it could tie to something bigger than just what's known, what you can see, what you can touch, whatever the case may be. And now I'm thinking of the infinite energy, angel number 0. Now I'm thinking of the infinity symbol as well, angel number 8. Yes, so somebody was just obsessed with, like, either somebody could have been obsessed with a person, or they were an obsessive person. Like, their thoughts were off the walls, constantly thinking about somebody, constantly thinking about something. Now this love wings energy ties to divine devotion, ascend. It says put aside differences and soar to the next level. It's coming out in the reverse. So maybe this was not done, or maybe it's confirmation. There's nothing more that you can do in this connection. You didn't grow, you didn't try to implement this. Next would be moving forward, possibly in your own relationship with self and or others, you know. Somebody was wondering where this confusion coming from, but baby, you still in the oven right now. Things is cooking right now. It may seem like confusion and everything, but trust me, something is growing here. And it's being perfected, or is coming to a perfection. Son, tell me more. We got recovery. Come on in reverse. You can't heal in the midst of the fire. Somebody feeling guilty. That's the thing. Now you hindering yourself, missing out on your own opportunities because you're in the energy of feeling like, okay, well, maybe I'm being too hard. Maybe, you know, this isn't that. Whatever the energy of guilty is coming about. And it's like whole time you still have compassion for other people, but you're also having compassion for yourself. You're trying with another person, but you're dying as well. It's like, no, that's not what we telling you to do. That's not what the best thing is for your health and everybody's well-being. Confirm or recovery is in the reverse. Forgiveness. You got to forgive in order to recover. If somebody is not in this space of being able to forgive or whatever the case may be, they can't move forward. Somebody was being impatient, maybe impatient with someone's healing. Maybe the person who needed to heal was being impatient. And, you know, wanting something to just be here already. Like, say, for instance, if you need time to continue to grow and whatever the case may be before you come into union with a lover. But you don't want that. You want to be in a connection right now. You want to do this, you want to do that. You know? And it's like, look, sometimes the signs you be receiving is not to scare you or force you into doing things that you don't really want to do right now. It's mainly to help you. If your higher self was right there right now, it would literally be saying, okay, do it. When I go into this 3D plane and I'm doing what I do, I give myself permission and other higher beings to help me in my journey. Because something to you may not look like help, but in actuality is help. If somebody is saying, for instance, it's up to you to determine if you need to take a break or whatever from your relationship. But just to give an example, say if somebody's like, okay, it's time to take a break from this relationship because it just can't proceed in a healthy manner. There will be discord, there will be this, right? And a person is like not trying to hear all that. They like, well, no, I feel like all we need to do is do that. We know that, we get that wholeheartedly. But it's like it's like a push and a pull, or a bump in the road, impasse, or whatever it is, something not being able to make progress. That's why we like, okay, we'll give it time. This may not be something that happens overnight. This may actually be time. Literally can be 3 years from now of time, worth of time. But it's fine, because as much as y'all done been around everybody in society itself, you never really had a moment in time to be with self. The person that you're around the most will be you. 25/8. Not your boyfriend, not your mom, not your dad, not the school, not the job. You. I mean, but hey, depending on when you started working and when you started going to school, hey, that's when we most definitely want to talk about a work-life balance. Okay? But I mean, to each his own. It's your life. So I feel like God could be significant. Maybe somebody is putting God in their relationships. Maybe it could be encouraged. And God looks like many things to many people. A person, an entity, neither, all of the above. So I guess whatever it means to you, if it means anything to you, if you resonate with that. This song is called Fade Into You. Such a beautiful song. It's by Gregory Alan Azakoff and Sylvian. Oh, it went off. Next channel song. Well, I wouldn't call these channel songs, but it can be. It's called Baby Doll by Dominic Fike. Okay, welcome you guys. This is a collective. If you're wanting to get on the list, I am doing $20 readings, $6 questions. If you book through my site, you will see the standard prices, but I am doing deals and sales, especially for new and returning clients. Welcome in. This is a free collective. Be sure to only take what resonates if you would like. This video will also be uploaded to my YouTube in case you've missed it, or in case you can't stay for the remainder. I do hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, year, and life. All right, let's see. Any more messages here? What is the end all be all? What does the end all be all? It says, listen to your heart and take a chance on love. Okay? And it's coming out with power play in the reverse and embrace change in the reverse. So this energy is wonder, dreams, and promise. Okay, with Enchanted Whisper coming out in upright, the only card that came out in upright for the end all be all. This is the final like type of what's going on, what we need to know, what's the message, okay, what about it, after all of this, now what, whatever the case may be. So we got Enchanted Whisper. This is literally feeling loved and safe in someone's arms, or actually wanting to be there. This is the energy of wonder, dreams, promise. It says listen to your heart and take a chance on love. Okay, now with Embrace Change, it's coming out in the reverse, and Power Play come out in the reverse with Embrace Change. And by the way, this channel song is called Young Girls by Bruno Mars. Now with Embrace Change, it ties to journey, growth, and shift. It says through challenges, true connection can flourish. All right. Now, the way that I'm seeing this is that all relationships doesn't have to be filled with challenges and all this stuff, especially things where people are not bringing flaws, they're bringing baggage, walking liabilities, those type of things. With Power Play here, it ties to insecurity and influence. It says wanting to dominate or control the relationship. So I feel like whether you want to take these in upright or reverse, I feel like what this energy is giving is to listen to your heart. Take a chance on love, you know, release control, insecurity, be authentic, and, you know, embrace change, or allow growth and, you know, you to just be on your journey. Because you have the fortitude to create a lasting love, and there's potential for your partners as well. So you can move forward with no bad blood, forgiveness, try again, maybe when it's time, when you're ready, when they're ready, or continue pouring into yourself, healing, growing, etc., and eventually come into another connection. Maybe it'll be filled with triggers and lessons and everything as such. Maybe it won't. But regardless, you're a 10 out of 10 individually. So I will hope that your partner is a 10 out of 10 as well. This ain't Build-A-Bear. And it's also ain't preaching to my lungs dry. Okay, we understand somebody can talk and people gonna be quiet and listen. But look, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not trying to be no teacher to no man. Some people, they don't have no problem with that. But as me spending all my time and energy in a connection, and it's just not, you know, at this point, who knows? Who knows what happened? Maybe a reconciliation will happen, because sometimes you say you're not going back and it happened. Maybe no type of romantic connections, any of that will happen, which I prefer. Until I can connect with people who are similar to me. After spending as much time with myself, of course. Because I got to this point to where now I actually would like to be on this individual journey, and that includes nobody else. You know, especially romantic counterparts. But if they add to me, then maybe it won't seem like I need to push them out and they take up space. If somebody is actually coming in, holding their own weight, and not bringing any problems to my plate, or me even being in this space, because I know, like I said, going back to the accountability, we don't have to look at it like that. Free will, learning lessons, you bump your head, you bump your head. But I'm just speaking as a person who wants to attract something stable, something this, something that, you know. So maybe some of you guys can resonate with that, and if that's what you want, then do that, implement that. If you don't see this with that person, okay, it is what it is. We don't have to hate them. We don't have to feel like this is, you know, ending forever. Or maybe it can be an official goodbye to welcome in something new. I mean, you never know. Maybe that's a part of your destiny anyway, your contract. You know, after being familiar with other things and experiencing life as a youngin and all this other stuff, you just shifted into another a version of self that was just inevitable based on other things that were inevitable in one's life because of choices and everything else. And it's like, this is just where someone is right now. So whether you're single, working on a relationship, whatever the case may be, take the messages how it resonate. As I be telling people, you can take these messages in reverse, or you don't have to. It's all up to you. Fan the flames. Yeah. Alright, any last messages here for the collective to close this out? Awareness. The card of look for love and the card of dating. It says distracted or filling life with other things. Life is not all about falling in love with somebody. Even though it's going to be beautiful when you do and when you finally meet somebody who's healthy enough. But in the meantime, this is what I mean by distractions and avoidance, etc. We not doing this one now. You may want to, be a little cautious. When you see that yellow light, you may want to be a little cautious with this one. I'm saying that some of y'all, you're going to be attracted to people who you can travel with, go very far with, etc. If you want this with the same person, both people got to be on that same wavelength. But if you've outgrown people and etc., then this is just going to possibly be something new. Unless this is a person that's going to come back around later when y'all are, Sometimes they may come when you still have the potential to create more problems. That's what I'm saying. It's about cause and effect. If you choose this person, anything can happen. Patterns or change. You choose something new, anything can happen. Patterns or change. Joy, disappointment, accountability, acceptance. It really all depends, right? So that's the message I got. Now let's see what's going on within finance. Because there's a whole lot going on within this love. But the thing is, it's actually not. So maybe this is the part to where they be like, oh no, relationships aren't hard. People make them that way. And the thing is, it's not even like for like everybody bringing the problems. It's just about doing that own individual work and then being able to come together. And if you can't, then there's the separation, As a person who grows and evolves and, a relationship can't blossom without the other person doing the same, maybe that just happens. Grow apart, etc. Right? It happens. Somebody just soul searching or whatever the case may be. They are, big on values and goals and commitments, or something about those things are very significant. One's future is significant. One's abundance is significant. So if you're protecting this, I get it. I just see somebody who's protecting that, or who's calling in something new, or who's just, who could see something from another way. But the hangman didn't come out here, so I don't feel like this is mainly a perspective thing. I feel like this is mainly a soul searching thing and a going based off values, commitments, or beliefs can even be a thing, or something of the sort. Something's just very significant about those things. Right? Some people are in their head, some people are confused, it's just different things going on when it ties to one's love life. Maybe that's why they're distracting themselves or whatever, because that's kind of what it would seem like it would be as you're connecting with these people. It's kind of like a distraction, honestly. Even if you're not thinking that it is, that's just what's happening for some of you guys, if not all of you guys. Look, wisdom and isolation. Some people may feel like they're accumulating wisdom being in isolation. Some people could feel like isolation is bringing forth wisdom. Somebody could feel like it's wise to be in isolation. Or these don't even have to go together, or they can be still connected in different aspects that are already said. Take it how it resonates for you. But we got the green and the blue coming out. The green is tying to wisdom. And we got the blue tying to isolation. The channel song is called Sleep by Azure Ray. Azure, Ray. And then I think of azul, which I believe is blue, if I'm not mistaken, in Spanish. So this isolation is very highlighted to me at this point in time. And it just brings me back to soul searching. This literally gives the hermit energy, soul searching energy. Literally. See, that's what I mean by some things don't even have to be rocket science, just simple common sense, whatever the case may be. Like right in your face with it type stuff. But yeah, we got growth out here. We got perfection, bittersweet. Yeah, there go the imposter energy. No progress is possible, you know. So maybe somebody's standards, you know, got high, they evolved, they're in their head about a situation, and then it's like boom, you know, falling out of love or thinking about one's future a little bit more with this person. It is what it is, you know. Some people gonna work it out now, later, or they're just gonna go their separate ways. Maybe some people are gonna meet new people, settle down. But I do know this person who's a good person, who's the real deal. I feel like a love life that's stable, etc., is something that is literally destined for them. And maybe it's because this is something that is a standard for them, or just one of the blessings that God has already laid out for them. So either a person is gonna get it together, if it's meant to be, it'll be, or they're not gonna get it together, and this person is going to ascend and evolve, and eventually evolve out of this person's arms in life. Divination could be significant. Maybe seek some type of divination to help with this mind stuff, or maybe somebody has been doing some type of divination. Maybe take a break from divination, especially if it's causing some type of confusion or anxiety. Confirmation with trusted coming out. If something is like still a mystery and you need something very specific, you know, just like I was using with the oracles, that instantly gets you focusing on a simple message instead of all many cases and scenarios. And then say if the 7 of Swords come out, you over here all panicky thinking somebody cheating or operating a malicious energy, when it could be your energy, because maybe you're hiding, keeping certain things discreet, or maybe not sharing something fully. Like, it can really be many things. If you guys are wanting to get on the list is open. I'm currently doing $20 readings and $6 questions. If you go on my site, you will see my standard prices for different services. Of course, they fluctuate, or they differ based on a lot of different things. But on live here, for readings and questions and stuff like that, I am doing $20 tarot and oracle readings and $6 tarot and or oracle reading questions. Yes or no's, or whatever the case may be. It can be time frame. It doesn't have to just be limited to yes or no's. But that is a great sale and deal that I have going on, especially with my skills and energy. Okay. But if you guys are not in that space of paying for a read, no problem. This is perfectly free. Take what resonates. I also have other content that I post aside from tarot and oracles. So you can check out my YouTube. You can follow me so that we can keep in touch, or you can continue to see my content. I did say, like, when I first started on this message, that we were going to get into love, career in general, and stuff like that. But love pretty much took up the whole message. It pretty much took up the whole message. So I may throw in a little few financial and career messages. So let's see. There's so much stuff that it seems like going on with this love. So maybe there's some unfinished business. Maybe there's some lack of closure. But confirmation from the cards we read earlier. Keep moving forward. I feel like somebody is close to success. You know, you got this. I feel like life is what you make it, for sure. Try to implement more joy and fun into your life. Go outside, you know, pray, heal yourself, connect with new people who probably are healthy for you. Of course, not people who make you, who possibly have a lot going on, negative Nancy's, etc. And we're not shunning anyone or not accepting anyone here, but just, you know, help yourself, really. If somebody is already drowning underwater, going underwater, I wouldn't say, you know, push them more deeper down, you know. they're already submerged. So you want to try to come from underneath the water, right? This is not about making things easier for self because, you know, without challenges, where we be? No, it's not about always doing those things in those ways. And maybe it's best when your mind knows something is not purposely trying to make you tired or drained or this or that, but it's actually beneficial to you. Maybe that's some work that we all could benefit in doing. Mental work, literally, whether it's within relationships, self-love, anything, finances, belief systems, how we look at things, anything, whether it's religious, anything, man. Once your past life could also be significant as well, whether that was earlier on in your lifetime or whether that was literally a whole nother lifetime and life experience that you had, not this current lifetime, if you believe in past lives or resonate with that energy. Clumsiness, accidents, bumping into something, hitting something, stepping on someone's foot, something of the sort. I just hit my dog, bumped into my dog. Something about that could be significant. Dogs could be significant. I have a black Labrador Retriever. She's mixed with a full-blown Labrador and a flathead Retriever. So she's a Labrador Retriever. May 1st, 2022 is her B-Day. So, of course, she's a Taurus, about 3 years old and some change. Mine is May 18th, 2001. Just had a birthday myself. Taurus gang. I'm a moon Aries, Libra rising. For some reason, just in a space to where I'm expressing those things. So maybe even with this love situation, you were in a connection or you were attracting one, or you were the person who like people were able to be vulnerable with, like open book with, or you're an open book, whatever the case may be. Because it's like always when you're doing collectives or readings, it's like a lot of times things don't really be a coincidence. When something happened, a pain, a twitch, an idea, different stuff, it can most definitely be significant to the collective. So sometimes I just be calling things out that the average person will possibly be like, what? That's a confirmation? Or whatever the case may be. I remember when I made this post and one of the confirmation words was Black and Miles. And this person was like, Black and Miles though? That's how I knew we just was on two different vibrations and belief systems and ways of viewing things, you know, because I don't play when I be channeling. I don't just be throwing stuff out the air, you know. And them, as a person who don't do divination, but they're also possibly not a person that looks at it as evil or whatever the case may be. They may even gain some type of insight from it. They was in this space, you know, so it was already understood. Didn't need to be explained, but you know, and that's the thing. Sometimes it feels good to have people who can actually see where you're coming from and relate to you. But the thing is, don't let that be a handicap for you. Be able to connect with yourself, love yourself, appreciate yourself, see you for who you are rather than trying to get everybody else to see it. Maybe whole time we out here performing and doing this and that and trying to be famous, when whole time need to be trying to be that friend and that etc. to ourselves. Not because this is the end all be all, everyone's truth, how the world should be and all this, but just because it's literally beneficial to not only you but even the world around you. That's just what it seemed like to me, at least. You know, I'm a person that's big on like, I'm a person of justice. Like I said, I'm a Libra rising. You know, I am a Taurus sun. Your girl passionate with the Aries moon, but I'm sensitive about my shit. Gratitude. Yes. Balance. Yes. Create that for yourself. Whatever that may look like. Some of y'all, they may look like shifting your mindset. Some of y'all, that may look like leaving people behind. Some of y'all, that may look like doing some type of work around insecurity, etc. Whatever it is, you know, whatever that looks like for you. And I hope that it's in a way that benefits you in all and doesn't harm none, okay? The next channel song is Love and War by Kodak Black. So let's get some financial messages out here. So a general message I will give you is maybe some angel numbers and some spirit oracle messages, because my phone is on 7%. And then some financial messages I will give you guys, whether this is encouraged, whether you're in this energy, whether it's something just significant about it. Everything may not be for you. Let's see, what are some financial messages here for the collective? What are some financial messages here for the collective? Okay. One card, we got the Raven, confidence. And I specifically pulled the card that called out to me, or whatever the case may be. And instead of flipping it towards me like this, I flipped it towards, like, it was the collective. Like, I'm reading for the collective. Earlier I said I was going to do that. And I feel like regardless whether I face the cards towards y'all or me, we still got the same message that we had got in the other one, which is confidence. So I just really feel like it's all about the intention one puts behind it. You know how your mind is already looking at something or whatever. Maybe that heightens the energy. All right, but ravens, you could be saying birds, ravens, okay? This energy signifies confidence. So when it comes to your finances, your career, you are encouraged to disconnect from the physical or the materialistic plane and move to the spiritual realm. You have a deep spiritual connection, which you mustn't ignore. You are on the brink of transformation, and your divine purpose may be revealing itself. Wow. So this is bigger than finances and career, but maybe some of you guys, this was the focus in your life, finances and career, and maybe you were operating in a practical, physical, materialistic approach or plan or whatever the case may be, but you're more of a person that's tied in with the spiritual realm or connected to that. So it's like, hey, believe that, trust in that. I know it was a few people who was saying that they kind of drifted apart from, you know, like spiritual. They tried to drift apart from all of that or whatever the case may be, but it's just like, it just seemed like they were at war with themselves or going against what was nature or natural to them or whatever the case may be. So people was like, you know, I just ended up accepting it. So it's really what's that giving. It's really giving that. Any more messages for the collective regarding their finances and career? We was really good for that, just that one card. But the Jaguar, tying to growth. Wow. Okay. And remember, these are the spirit animal oracle cards. Comes with like 54 cards in the deck. Now with this Jaguar energy, okay, it says maturity is the ability to embrace change. And change cannot happen without death. Whether you lost a lot of money, whether this happened, whether that happened, whether you gained money and now certain circumstances are coming about. Somebody could have allergies or itchiness, especially in the ears and the throat or the body, whatever. It can even be topical on the skin. Now, this says maturity is the ability to embrace change, and change cannot happen without death. This death does not necessarily mean physical death, but could be the ending of a relationship, a situation, or simply your decision to not continue with the same old habits, right? And remember, we can even look at this in a form of love, but I mainly was getting, you know, finance, career, but of course it does not have to be limited to just those. It can also be expanded out towards love, etc. You know, take it how it resonates. Can I have a general message out here for the collective? General message, meaning nothing in particular, not specifically romance, not specifically finance, but you know, just a general message. And what we have here is the spider manifestation. You could be seeing spiders. It says, you weave your web in life. What you see before you are the results of your thoughts. If your current reality does not suit you, then it is time to make changes through conscious manifestation. Your energy can bring in all you desire. Literally is what the whole reading was given. They just simplified it within a paragraph or two. Within a few paragraphs, honey. That's what I'm saying. See, a lot of that didn't need a whole lot of this, a whole lot of that, a whole lot of that. It's something that's like, boom, simple, right in your face, done. 2 hours plus of a message summed up within 5 minutes. Literally. But that was just the other details and the main stuff and all this other stuff. But yeah. Can I have some messages in terms of love for this collective? What are some messages in terms of love for this collective? Yeah. The armadillo, we got protection. So messages in terms of love could be that you are entering a phase where in order for you to be in alignment with your intentions and co-create your best life, you may have to be discerning and say no to many things that have been holding you back in the past. Whether that's relationships, mindsets, old wounds that still need to be healed, acknowledged, recovered from, whatever it is, being able to forgive and move forward, whatever it is. Can I have more, what are more messages of love for this collective? What are more messages of love? We got the sheep coming out, tying to innocence. Some of you guys could be Christian. You can resonate with Jesus or like the disciples and the sheep and like all that stuff. Now, the story behind that is like the shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd type energy. That could be significant. Now, with this energy going more about love, it says you are encouraged to reconnect with your inner child in order to become more spontaneous and playful and consider what life has to offer with a greater sense of wonder. Take some time this week to get in touch with the innocence and vulnerability in you. And yes, maybe even that is a lot of times why you guys are probably not where you would want to be in life. It's not just tied to that one person that's triggering you or those 10 disappointing connections and relationships and negative emotions. It honestly could just be that you're encouraged to reconnect with your inner child. Maybe along the way, you know, the pain came early, this came that, you know, and that was just survival mode since 9 years old. And some of y'all 20s, 30s, 50s, whatever. Maybe this, being in this space, being in your emotions, because just because you're in your emotions doesn't mean that you're not in your mind. But you'll be able to be more in the space of giving and receiving. Therefore, in the space of trust, vulnerability, optimism, whatever the case may be. This is not to say that you're being pessimistic if you're going about something in a different way that works for you and it's still like pretty peachy. No, of course not. You know, don't confuse yourself in the worst way. Now, can I have more confirmations in love for this collective? More confirmations in love. This could be something that you know. The buffalo coming out, abundance. It says abundance and liberation are finally on the way. It comes to you now to remind you of the amazing manifesting power of gratitude. You will always have plenty when you express gratitude to every part of creation. That's when I literally had started looking at it in that aspect myself. You know, instead of looking at this ex who actually doesn't mind buying things for me or giving me funds and all this stuff that most people would have a problem with, it was like, yes, I may be still hurting and heartbroken from this person to the point to where resentment and bitterness may come up rather than gratitude and appreciation. Even though those things are there, if they may trigger me again or whatever the case may be, these things start rising up. But I even looked at it from another perspective that, you know, when you stop looking at people as evil and narcissistic, out to get you, and a lot of things could just be misunderstandings or unresolved emotions interfering, whatever the case may be, it leaves room for you to be able to, you know, bring joy and innocence and everything and play back into one's life, you know. Now, this is not encouraging one to go back to a situation that possibly was unhealthy and toxic. I mean, it's your life. You do what you want to do at the end of the day. People do that all the time. Go, you know. But it's just so much. It's just so much. But I will have to end this message here, but never my love for you. Okay, I do return you guys this energy back to you with love, light, and all things grand. I hope you enjoy the rest of your lifetime. It's currently 211 on the clock. That could be significant. Angel number 10, 366, angel number 2, angel number 22, angel number 3, angel number 999. Once again, heavy on the 999. I see 99%. I see 24, 23, 22. Okay, something about a big hug, freeze, dance, and a performance could be significant. Questions, question marks, confidence, growth, manifestation, protection, innocence, abundance, a raven, an armadillo, a sheep, a jaguar, a spider, a buffalo, and many more things. A lot of things could be very much significant, okay? But a lot of things doesn't take rocket science. The answers are there. It's within. Remove denial. Turn weaknesses into strengths. You got this. You don't have to think of everything as oh, I'm failing, oh, I'm far behind, but just as encouragement, another way of looking at things, creating a healthier, balanced life, whatever the case may be, right? Any last messages here for the collective? Any last messages here for the collective overall? Okay, so I did say I was going to pull you guys some angel numbers and some spirit oracles, okay? Angel number 777 could be significant. It says, I am in the flow. This is a mantra that you can say. I may not be able to get to the spirit oracles. All right. It says your purpose flows from within you, and everything that is unfolding or being revealed to you is part of your purpose. A state of peace and calmness in your soul is also tied to this 7-7 energy. Any more messages here for the collective in terms of their finances and career? So in terms of finances and career, we got angel number 26 and angel number 222. For angel number 26, you can say, I am tactful. It says you have a desire to succeed and will feel most accomplished when your work benefits others. Your intuitive awareness of what people want allows you to come up with innovative solutions to meet their needs. Ooh, do I see a new business idea? Okay, now with 222 here for career and finance, it says, I am balanced. Okay, say this is a mantra. When it comes to finance and career, it says, trust that the seeds of your thoughts are growing as you are nourishing them with words, feelings, and actions. See, a lot of things turn into career and finance. I know people aim for actually prosperity, but it really be deeper than that. All right, prosperity was created on this 3D plane. But, you know, wisdom and health and knowledge and all that stuff is also a part of wealth. And some of you guys will be the very teachers to spread it, if you're not already. Any more messages here in terms of the collective love life? Any more messages here? Now, in terms of your love life, your spiritual team is saying, when there are questions you need assistance with, go inward. Sit with yourself. Meditate on the question. Ask for our help also. Then trust your intuition, as most often the answer and guidance will be delivered to you intuitively. We are with you always. This just shows you being you, main character, free will, but also having support and guidance along the way. But you, of course, being the not the backseat driver, but the driver. Okay, any more messages here in terms of the collective's love life? When it comes to love, your spiritual team says, whatever you have been putting off, don't procrastinate any longer. Tackle that long overdue project. You will feel better once you begin. Start with one thing at a time. Thoughts and ideas not acted upon are just laying in wait. You can do this, whether that's a conversation you need to have, an emotion you need to express, whatever the case may be. Okay, any more general messages here for the collective? Any more general messages out here for the collective? All right, from your spiritual team, it says, trust the wait. You are being prepared for your blessings. In order to receive, you have to be ready to receive. Things you are going through now are not random. Trust the flow of the universe. Okay, now let's get from the angel numbers, any messages of love here for the collective? Any messages of love before I go ahead and clock out? Messages of love, angel number 31, we got, I am disciplined. It says your approach to life is an effective mix of both practicality and imagination. Your mind is stirring with creative ideas, and you have the organizational skills to manifest them to life. Keyword, organizational. Love that. That ends this message here, you guys. Stay safe and dangerous. Bye.